I mean, it says we're live. So it might have actually gone.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to find out. I mean, we're live. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Welcome back. We're going to try something this week, too. It's a troubleshooting technique. I have a feeling our hub is bad, and that's why we've been going dead. So we're going to try and do one cam this whole show, plug directly in, and don't worry about the details. But we're going to only have one shot this week. Hope that's not too horrible for you. If it's bad, let us know. Other than that, I'm at Ref Marsh.
I'm Kevlar.
I'm Eric.
That's literally the first time that's been used on air.
Who's Eric?
We've been calling you Clump this entire time.
I'm Clump. I actually really hate being called Clump. It's always my
The forest variety.
God
There you
damn
go.
it.
Transition into Clump.
I'm Eric Wiley Clump.
Is there another show you'd rather be watching right now?
Soccer on?
Soccer?
Soccer's on! Love Twitch how they play ads.
We call him Forrest Clump.
My name's Forrest Clump.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, that ain't working. Cool.
And Kevlar has no social media, correct?
Might cave in.
As of now.
But I don't have any fans, so
No fans.
no fans.
We do this for the fans. Let's see. Just giving a few people a few minutes to come on in.
Cool.
I can't even tell. This is not. Well, we'll wait a minute or two.
Yeah.
Dive right in.
We got to get some drinks going as people come in. We do have a special guest, Big E, right here.
Made a few phone calls and got him on the show.
Absolutely, with his
Nice, isn't
taped
it?
up leg.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's already ice.
Oh.
Let's see what we got today. We got the White Walker Johnny Walker, and we have Blender's
Mash.
Mash Crown Royal. Which one do you want to try first? I want to go for the White Walker one, actually, because it's been in the freezer, so it's going to be chill.
True. Crown was in my truck at T-ball
gonna be
practice.
So we should put that in the freezer. That should have been done. Did you guys watch Game of Thrones? Either of you?
I'm on season 3.
Season 3, getting close, getting there.
Who do you want? Who do you want to finish up? Who do you like right now? 'Cause, big fan of these people.
Who do you think you like?
I'm sure half of them are dead by now.
More than that.
Or, yeah, if you're Series 3, I don't even know that cast anymore.
Yeah.
Can you imagine they're there and they just get their walking papers? It's like,
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
All right, here we go. We got a few people. All right, thanks guys for tuning in. Wrestling on the Rocks. Let's get to it. We did watch NXT right before. We'll cover that real quick. Clump, what did you think of overall?
it's pretty decent.
It was. Let's talk about Kushida.
Kushida?
Kushida. Kushida. Kushida.
Kushida.
Kushida.
Kushida.
It was his debut, his big debut. He did it. He made it all the way here from back in time.
Valley's ruined now.
I don't know what
What
you
did you
did.
do, man?
You didn't bite it to take it off. Yeah.
This won't be on camera for now. If you need any, let me know.
We're no longer sponsored by Game of Thrones or Johnny Walker.
Yeah, we're out.
In fact, we have a lot to talk to them about their bottle cap situation. So,
Cheers to that.
yeah.
Cheers.
Not to Clump.
Some.
Good.
All right. So, what do you think about Kushida's debut?
I thought it was cool. I think it's funny that Cassius Ohno is now the stick you have to, or the first
Measuring
barrier to
stick.
get. Yeah, the measuring stick now for NXT. And he's not a great measuring stick.
Well, maybe not from what we see, just because we only get to see him lose. I bet you backstage, he's much more of a
Okay.
leader type. Because this is the second time he's done this, right? As far as being the gatekeeper for NXT. When he left last, that's why he left. Is his third time coming through? He's been in NXT 3 times.
Oh no, I thought you meant like as a gatekeeper. Like I can think of Dream.
No, I meant stint in NXT.
Yeah.
So he left NXT because he never got called up to the main roster, and he was tired of being the gatekeeper of NXT, the first person you come in to beat on the way up. So he came back, said, "Hey, I want more. I want to do more. I want the championship," and then was promptly put back into that same position. So win some, lose some, I guess, but lose more than win on screen. But I have a feeling backstage, I bet you he's a pretty important figure.
Maybe if they made the first match like a wing eating contest, he might win. Like that would be a good first match for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have him get
As long as
some-
the War Raiders are out of it.
Yeah.
That's true. They could have crushed him, dude. They would have crushed him in a wing eating contest.
Hey, stipulation pie eating contest. Okay.
I can't see my users today, so if you guys are popping in,
Say hi.
say hi. Because for whatever reason, I'm looking and it usually tells me a list of people who are watching, and I'm not getting that. So say hi, guys. Outside of that, his performance was good. I was a little hesitant, to be honest. A character coming from NJPW, dressed like Marty McFly. They let him keep the Marty McFly look.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by that, just because I thought that they might view it as a gray area copyright, but he doesn't really do anything outside of dress that way.
Yeah, it's just he's a cosplayer essentially, which is I'm cool with.
Yeah, he just dresses that way. His character doesn't say anything that's at all relevant to Back to the Future. His music isn't at all. I mean, his music was confusing already, but it had nothing to do with Back to the Future at all. So it really did come off as like, it's my cosplay. This is the best costume I have. That's why I wear it. So I thought that was cool. They let him keep it, and he was able to perform well in the ring. Which I feel like if you're gonna come out, I mean, to me, you're coming out under a gimmick already. You have something to prove now. You're dressed like someone we know from somewhere else. Prove to me what makes you special. I think he did.
Better than Dream?
Yeah, I would say first impressions definitely better than Dream.
Nice.
He did get color hard though, and there was a few little slips in the match that seemed, or a few things in the match that I know you and I we both kind of cringed at or said.
Yeah, there was definitely. It didn't look to me like him and Ono had a ton of chemistry together in the ring, but they were still getting a bunch of stuff done, and they were still telling a good story, and it was going back and forth. So, there was definitely a few hard spots. He did a Hurricane Rana where you hear him hit the mat before Cassius Ohno's off his feet. He's like, no. We're like, oh, was that his neck? What was that? So yeah, there was definitely some rough bits, but overall, I mean, I think he did good. He did get busted up, and his nose seems to be pretty consistent. People are hurting people pretty early on in their careers in NXT. I wonder if it's a thing. Yeah, get you in. But
Is Bob Holly a trainer now?
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Outside of that, let's see. Velveteen Dream was pushing along the storyline with
Yeah.
Dominic. Where his last name is so tough to say. Which you say it?
I don't care enough to remember it.
I think it's Dijakovic.
Dijakovic.
I think it is right. Yeah. But then the announcer goes like, "And your winner, Dominic." And then on the screen it says his whole name, and you're all like, you can't even read it. It's tough. But Velveteen Dream comes out and he sings a song to him, and so it was like, what was it? America
the Beautiful.
Yeah, but he changed all the lyrics to be about him.
Dream the Beautiful?
No, maybe. It was hard for me to listen to the whole thing. I mean, I know the gimmick is that he's not a good singer, but it was also hard to get through, right? And that's not his overall gimmick, but that was the gimmick of that promo. Yeah. Is he's a bad singer singing a song to taunt this dude. Again, still using women as props in his stuff. It seems a bit dated, not necessary. But yeah, it doesn't. I don't feel like I'm any more interested in them as a match.
Yeah. I don't really know everything. I think they need to repivot Dijakovic a bit, because the last thing he kind of came out and said last element of his character that really got attention didn't go well, because it was kind of little racy.
For Dominic?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said a few things that did not go well. Or go over well, really.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think if there's anything else in there that was really big. Shayna Baszler had a little anti-promo. They came out and asked her a couple questions, and she slapped the mic out of her hand and kept walking. So I don't know what that's leading towards. There was a little performance center backstage heat stuff where they'll show them in the performance center with
It's gonna be Bianca Belair and
Maya.
yeah, Maya.
That could be interesting. They're both really good. So.
There's that 6-man tag match.
Yeah, the Forgotten Sons with Humberto against Humberto
And Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
yeah, what's their name? They gotta have a tag team name. They've been together a long time.
Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Oni Burcham.
Oni Burcham.
All right.
Sounds like a deodorant from Whole Foods.
Like Whole Foods branded?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oni Burcham deodorant. It doesn't smell great, and it doesn't make you smell great, but you don't smell like you.
It's at least it's neutral.
No, it's pretty not neutral, but it's
It's like here's other BO to put on.
yeah, more hippie. Like it's organically bad.
So you watch the team and all you think is how they smell.
That's what I usually. That's my usual.
That's your go-to.
Yeah, like
I wonder what that guy
Katsuhiro
smells like.
Katsuhiro looks like he smells like a hot dog eating contest. That's,
I mean, he dresses for it.
yeah.
I'll give him that. Well, good. So I'm glad that you're on the panel.
I don't know why I'm here either, but
Yeah,
it's an honor.
definitely a lot to second guess.
Yeah.
What do you think of the White Walker? For those just tuning in,
It's pretty good.
we are trying out the Game of Thrones White Walker, Johnny Walker. There it is. A little hard to see, but there it is. I like it.
Yeah.
It does taste a lot like other Johnny Walkers. Like it, you can tell it's. A
Yeah,
Johnny
there's not
Walker.
like a special, like a unique flavor to it.
Yeah,
that
I was trying
hoping
to see
for.
if there was like a. Yeah, I was hoping for a little something special about it. Something that would be like maybe a bit of a.
Corpsey.
Like something deadish.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just
Yeah,
put
and I was
ash
also
in it,
hoping
so
to see like a
it's-
year on it, but I couldn't find that on the bottle either. Like how many years is it? Which I guess at the end of the day, if it's an older one, then they would have just had to be like, well, that's the year for White Walker.
But they probably just put the crappiest one in there just to.
Well, I wouldn't say that, guys. I don't think this doesn't taste.
It's,
like
it's
the
not
crap-
terrible. I'm not saying it's
This
terrible.
isn't the crappiest Scotch with a nice label. I'm gonna say that now.
There's others out there.
And Fabtina brings up a good point. Ember Moon posted on the night of Game of Thrones that she posted that bottle next to two glasses. Said we're ready to say goodbye to some people tonight.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, we were cheering.
Well, cheers to Ember.
Cheers to Ember Moon.
No, it's not good.
Mine tastes like snowberries. I don't know.
She
Snowberry.
snowberry?
Snowberry.
That's awful.
I don't know what snowberries are. It tastes blue.
All right, maybe,
What does it smell like?
maybe we should get into Raw.
Blue. It smells blue.
The sigh of disappointment.
Let's see
I
if
have
we
that
can
effect on
figure out.
people.
Let's see. Ooh, that's not right. We're gonna see. Maybe get into Raw. I can't think of anything else on NXT that I thought was overwhelmingly.
Were the Warriors there?
They were not. They were not. Although I do think also that. Stackhouse has made it. Stackhouse, our dude.
What's up?
Yo.
If you had any questions about NXT, I hope we answered them. If we didn't, shoot it to us. But I think we're going to move on and go on to Raw. I just can't think of anything else that was big in there. The Raiders were not there. They did record today for the next month worth of NXT. So if you're looking for spoilers, they're out there. I think I'm going to avoid them. I think I want to see how it rolls
I
out.
don't like spoilers to begin with.
Kushida's theme is weird.
His music is super weird.
His theme for NJPW I loved because it's like surf rock. It was really cool. It sounds like a concept album and not in a good way. Like
Yeah. It's very experimental.
Like B-side.
Like
there's
Brooklyn.
birds in the background. There's someone playing a triangle.
Sounds like deep Brooklyn. Bushwick, where you at? I'm calling out Bushwick. That's you guys.
Bushwick Bill?
Bushwick is
he
that's
got
where
cancer.
I lived in New York.
He got cancer. He just announced that.
What?
Bushwick Bill.
Yeah.
From
Fuck's
the Ghetto
Pussy
Boys?
Stuff?
Yeah, from the Ghetto Boys.
What's the Ghetto Boys?
I'm gonna let
What?
Urban songs.
Is that a Billboard?
Urban genre.
Is that from the Billboard Awards tonight?
Oh yeah, those are tonight. No, it's,
Other night? Was that them?
No, they were
No?
he's a little person, hip hop
90s.
artist, 90s.
That's the guy from Kid Rock, Little Joey.
Josino.
That's also
He
yeah,
died.
that's his name.
That's not his name?
Josie died a while ago.
Yeah, they
No,
tend to do
rest
that.
in peace.
Yeah, Josie.
That's my dude. Put it up.
I like Kid Rock.
Josie.
Josie.
So Josie's got cancer now, is what you're saying.
Anyways, Monday Night Raw.
All right, Monday Night Raw opened up with Alexa Bliss doing the announcement for the men's Money in the Bank contenders. She announces Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin. What do you guys think of that list for the first half?
I don't like Braun. I don't like that he's in it.
I mean, I get why he should be in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of fallen to mid card.
Yeah.
And, you know,
It might be a chance for him to get back up to where he was.
but I just don't. Out of those four, initially, he's the least one I want to see win it.
Yeah.
Especially with how they treated him with it last year. I will say last year made less sense for him to be in the match
Yeah.
because he was already in the main event picture. He was already constantly fighting anyone who was the champion.
It was a waste.
Yeah, it was a waste. So I feel like you don't make it right by giving it to him now that he's dropped down.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that he can work himself back up the card. I don't think it's gonna be a problem for a dude who looks and performs
Yeah.
as well as him.
And he's
Like,
very young still. He's
super
very
young. Yeah, he's only a couple years in. So I'd like to see it push a dude equally scary, but not as green. I think that it'd be really cool to see a guy like Drew McIntyre get it, because I think that played right, he could be the silent assassin type, you know? Constantly lurking, constantly appearing with it, and is it going to be now? Is it not? I could even see him Claymore kicking a dude and then pretending he's going to and then not, and you're like, just fucking do it! Just cash it already!
Enough with the mind games.
Exactly. I could see him being a mind game dude.
I didn't realize how much I liked the Claymore kick until like the past few weeks. As he said some like really good stuff. Like, damn, I like that move.
Did you watch the Table for Three where he talks about how he came up with it?
No.
And they showed a clip of it. He was in the Men 3 mics? Was it? Men and Mics?
3-man band.
Yeah.
There you go. The 3-man band. Number 3-man band.
I was so confused right there.
Yeah.
3 mics.
I was like,
Oh,
3
Klopp's
mics.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like a radio
Like,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
3 mics with 3 mics.
Yeah.
3 mics in the morning.
There you go. Yeah. It's
Anyways.
like Miz and. He was wearing leather pants in a match, and he went to do just a big boot, and he couldn't spread his legs apart, so his other leg came up, and he was like, and like nearly knocked himself out. He knocks himself silly. Like they showed the clip of it in the Table for Three.
Knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah,
and
he like
stuff,
goes down, and you just see him like, and then like he looked at the back and he goes, actually, if I did it on purpose, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So he decided to lean in and go for it, and
Yeah.
I think it worked out great. But yeah, I think it's a pretty brutal looking move. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love the Glasgow kiss. Just throwing that one out there.
Oh yeah, the big nasty headbutt.
I don't know. I always like go back to old school wrestling where like I thought like,
Headbutts were just.
well headbutts are a
Headbutt.
Samoan thing and it's kind of racist, but the reason they
Okay. Oh yeah.
heads are hard and
Heads
it's kind
heads
of
are hard.
fucked up. And like for continuity's sake, I remember him doing a headbutt to like Roman Reigns, and I was like, no, Roman Reigns should be like, no, fuck you, and just
Shake it
no
off.
sell it because he's
Yeah.
yeah.
But he's not like a wild Samoan. You know?
Do the Becky Lynch first women's rate from
Yeah.
last week.
Confused. What? Oh, okay.
Oh.
That was the thing.
You see the replay they played this week too?
Yeah, and they changed the angle.
They
and
changed
they
the angle,
tossed
and then
it.
they just go to her coming up, and you're like, okay, that's funny. Yeah, but out of those four, Braun and Baron have both already won the Money in the Bank. They both lost their cash in on the Money in the Bank, and now you got Drew and Ricochet, both people who are definitely on the upswing and could do some cool stuff if they have it. I don't know if I want Ricochet to have it though. I think that his character's more dynamic than it.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of time to build it. The only thing I could see is them trying to build him to the audience, but he's already done that very well.
See, I wouldn't mind Baron getting it.
Again?
Yeah. It's a redemption. Then he fails again.
I could see for his character's
Kinda
sake,
cool.
I could see it making sense.
Yeah.
But, anyways, yeah, going back to Ricochet, like, he's too much on the upswing to get it,
Yeah.
I think. He doesn't need it. They've pushed him plenty, especially with Aleister Black and them being damn near undefeated in
Yeah.
the main roster.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, he needs to show more of a struggle for me to really get behind him having a golden ticket like that. I do think also.
I was gonna
Yeah, you should go.
that prep. Yeah. Prepped.
Yeah, I had a thing, and
When they were talking to each other, it kept feeling weird because they kept like talking over each other, and I kept noticing it and kept making me giggle because they'd be like say something and cut each other off, and it's like
they were
Yeah.
all trying to alpha each other,
Yeah.
and they're all trying to prove something. And yeah, there were definitely points where it was a little annoying.
I did like the Drew.
And Ricochet,
Yeah,
did.
Ricochet.
He goes, "I didn't come here to talk." So then shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
And if you look, Baron starts laughing.
Yeah.
yes.
Because as soon as they cut and he says that, Baron's like his face is like, oh my god.
Keep it together. Keep
Yeah.
it together.
Oh, you're a tough guy. You're a tough guy.
Don't control again.
I could see where a guy like Baron getting it could definitely do a lot for his character, whether he wins it or not. I do think also what's weird about Money in the Bank this year is you don't have champions who are hard to get to. All the champions right now are really attainable. Almost every single one of them. If they've been challenged, they're like, yeah, let's do it. None of them said you haven't earned it. No one's telling someone they have to step up or get their way up, right? The closest we have is Becky telling Charlotte that she's had enough chances and it's time to let others step in the way. That's the closest we have. Where Money in the Bank is supposed to be like, I can't get a title shot unless I have this. Right now, I think any one of these 4 people could go to Seth and say, give me a title shot. And character-wise, he would say yes.
Yeah.
Say sure.
It does really negate it because
It makes it a little weird to me.
yeah.
Then they end up having a match, Baron and Drew versus Ricochet and Braun. Let's see, Ricochet gets the win with a shooting star press, which is pretty nice. I did like at the end there, Corbin tags himself in when Drew was setting up the Claymore. And then, yeah, gets them all mad, and so Drew just walks out. Thought that was good, clever. Nice way
Pulling
to
a
do it.
Nash. See you, suckers.
Yeah. So good.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was dying. His little boy, I think we mentioned it on one of the other ones. His little boy, to me, walks around like little Big Van Vader. He's just tiny and he just walks out belly first and arms out. And he just waddles around like Vader. And I'm like, dude, that's the dude right there. And then the
He's
other,
got a bad habit of pointing with his middle finger when
Yeah.
he does things.
he goes to point, but instead goes like this.
Marsh was over one night and he comes into the dining room and just stone cold walks in and
Yeah.
points at something.
Because he's trying to say yes. Because like Kevin
Yeah.
says something to him. He's like, you know, do you want this thing? He says, okay, but you have to leave. And then he just kind of goes like, all right, turns around, double fingers in the air, and just walks out. And I was just dying. I was like couldn't get my phone out fast enough. And I was like, oh my God, record this. Because he's just like, I'm out. And like smiling too. It was amazing. And apparently he did it again.
He did it at school, in preschool.
Yeah.
My wife went to pick him up, and apparently he just walked out of the classroom, fingers in the air, and says, "See ya, suckers," and just leaves. And I'm just like, ugh.
He's a little Stone Cold Vader,
That's
dude.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he's gonna be in detention.
Yeah. He's gonna be a handful.
Yeah.
But ain't no one gonna push him around.
Yeah.
The match overall, though, that was a
Sorry.
good match.
Yeah.
I felt like for all the characters involved, story of it all was nice. I really liked the Drew and Corbin really starting to butt heads like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They worked well together and they're still starting to butt heads like crazy. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
After that, we had the Usos versus the Club.
I love that the club showed up. Loved it.
Absolutely loved it.
I wanted them to win so bad, but midway through the match, at least they were kind of showcased. So I was like, all right, even if they lose, I'm still happy at this point.
I will say that I would say even more than midway through the match, they were pretty dominant pretty early on and for a long time. And every time the Usos started to get a little bit of headway, they'd cut them off at the knees. And I thought they were just showing how good they are.
Yeah.
And then with a team like the Usos, how good they can perform together. That could have been for a title. That could have been a title match at any pay-per-view. It would have felt just as good. Like, that was awesome. I thought it was a really nice way to show them. The last few times we've seen the club has not been so giving, I suppose, on their side. They've not looked
They've
very
just
good.
been,
They've been,
stepped
Underutilized.
over. And yeah.
yeah, and even in their matches they've been having have been pretty poor, short matches. Not a lot. Here, do 1, 2, 3, and we'll get out. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of quickly go home things. Usos did get the win, and then they had a promo against the Revival where they showed the Revival shaving I believe it was Dawson's back. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It was weird. I mean, so my understanding, based off of absolutely no actual knowledge, but just random rumors you see, is that they're under contract till midway next year. This is a long
Club?
time. No, Revival.
I heard something. Yeah, they're told like mid 2020.
Yeah, that they have almost an entire year left, and it just seems to me that if you're going to be utilizing them, I mean, that's a lot of time to win over someone if they don't want to sign back now, right? So if they are offered a contract, which supposedly they were, and I don't know, and the dirt sheets are usually wrong as far as I can tell, but if they were offered a contract and they said no, it seems like you have a lot of time to work with that team and get them to a point where they feel comfortable staying if you wanted to. But that seems like a really weird way to go about it. If they still have a year left to go, we're going to have you shave your back, we're going to openly laugh at you. I don't know, maybe they're like... attitude backstage is different where they thought it was absolutely hysterical and wanted to. I don't know. But it was a little bit of a weird showing for a team we know to be so good and reasonably serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the Twitters are funny. They are pretty funny dudes. But
it's weird that, their title reign was such a joke.
mm-hmm.
And then
Even
now,
on Twitter.
yeah, and now it's this, and like, you feel for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're so good, and it seems like they're just being
shat on.
Yeah, shat upon. I thought the Usos did a pretty good job, and I thought the Revival did a really good job as far as their promo work went as well. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't want a team like that there and happy. So I don't know, maybe they are still happy by that. Who knows? I don't know. But I can also see where that might frustrate somebody.
Yeah.
But it was funny, and they've been really going all in on their Twitter with it too. They both tweeted pictures of it and talked about it, and it's pretty funny. Like, they're not shying away from it or talking shit about it even. There's like, well, we have each other's backs and all that, and it's really funny. Like, so they might be leaning into it thinking, hey, we had a long time. Let's have fun.
And it's attention value. It's better than this than, like, I know Zack Ryder last year put up a thing on Instagram where he was like, he commented that he had one match on TV in the whole year.
Yeah.
But,
That's true, yeah, and you're out there, you're being seen, people are talking about you, people are tweeting about you, like, it seems like not a bad spot to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, even Vince McMahon peed himself on TV, like twice, right?
Yeah.
So, I
mean, Vince has done a lot. So.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things where you can really, is this really the worst thing they could have done for the Revival? With as much as Vince seems to like poop, this was really not bad.
We didn't pour shit on you, and I have two memories as a kid of shit being poured on people.
Yeah, or was that the dog shit match with the Bulldog?
Oh God, yeah, that.
Yeah.
Rock doesn't pin him, but he's just like, I'm done.
Yeah, he's just like, I gotta go. Like, he like really played up the smell. Like, I mean, I don't think it was actual shit, but you never know. I like to believe it was.
Like,
Yeah. So, is it really the worst thing they could have done with those guys?
But I mean,
don't think so.
KO got dumped over in a porta potty.
Yeah, he had that blue
Came
stuff
out
all over him.
Blue.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. But I could see where some people would say
It's
that's
just,
interesting.
Looking at it, if it was just that segment, sure, it's not that bad. But it's just the series of events.
That's true.
well, and you can compare it to like the club. The club, like, this is the first time I've seen them on TV in a while, and it felt like we know they can do better, and it felt like the writing wasn't there for them. I didn't like that they said like they used the Usos gimmick where they said like the club penitentiary or something like that. It's like
The club?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Their promo on there. I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it either.
It didn't bother me because I liked that they gave them a little bit of time and they
To me, it was
came
just
off natural.
going back and forth, especially when one of the Usos did the slide and then did the too sweet in the corner.
Yeah,
and
too
then,
sweet at him and then went back. Yeah, I didn't mind it because it came off
See,
natural.
I thought it was later in the show, leading up to something, and
It just didn't, yeah. But I guess also you couldn't have the club win and then the Usos do that promo. So the club had to lose for that to make sense or for them to feel like they could.
well, they could have. Usos could have been like, We don't care. We just check this out.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah. Don't even
Sorry,
know that. Don't even
we
think
were
about that.
distracted. Check this out.
You got to know what was in my mind, dude. I couldn't think about this.
Yeah.
Look what I was dealing with today.
Every time we turned around, all I saw was Scott Dawson's back. So,
Let's see. After that was Ms. TV with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley.
no Leo.
No Leo. They didn't talk about Leo. They didn't act like he ever existed. They didn't say without Leo Rush. They didn't say anything.
There's evidently been a lot of heat on him backstage.
Supposedly, and there may be.
Supposedly, yeah.
He did put out a tweet that semi-confirmed one of the things. There was a rumor going around that on a European tour, he refused to carry people's gear and provide water bottles right on the other side of the curtain, which was supposedly typically customary for the person who's on their first trip out. It's their first time on that trip. They're expected to do those things.
Like a hazing.
Kind of like a
type
hazing thing. Someone asked him flat out, "Hey, you don't have to answer me because I'm a nobody, but I wish you would. Is there truth to the heat rumors about European tour?" And his response was, "I'm a grown man, and I work with grown men who I expect to be able to carry their own property and provisions." And he said, "As a young black man, I've had to fight for my equality at all times, and I feel like I was continuing to do that." I could see his side if that's true.
Yeah.
I could see that be pretty seemingly demeaning in a place where you're kind of having to puff up a little bit,
Yeah.
especially being a young, new, small guy. I could see that being hard.
Yeah.
So it sucks if that's the reason why you get knocked off TV is because you didn't let
stood
someone
for
pick
yourself,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The European tour was a while ago.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. But apparently that's, how it
Just
all
a
began.
stem, like
Yeah.
okay.
How it all started, and after that, it was all downhill or something. But yeah, they didn't mention him at all. I do like him a lot. I do think he's a really talented dude. I hope if he does end up splitting with WWE, that it's not over something as silly as that,
Yeah.
because that's goofy, man. Come on,
Yeah,
you guys are adults. Does
No.
hazing have to be a thing?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. Bobby Lashley now speaks in the third person. I was drunk when I wrote this, dude. I had been drinking probably a lot by the time this even happened, because I'm like, Bobby Lashley now speaks in the third person now.
now.
Yeah, now,
Right now.
right now.
And now.
Now. And he talked shit about Mrs. Dad. Can we get out past this Mrs. Dad bullshit? Although I did like Bobby Lashley saying his dad looked like a baked potato. That doesn't get old. But the storyline of Miz and his dad being a thing, I'm ready to move on from.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I thought Bobby did okay.
Yeah. I liked him talking in the third person. It didn't bother me. At first I was like, eh. And then he kind of he kept doing it and I was like, all right.
He needs
Yeah, it worked
something.
out.
It's something to add to him because he doesn't stand up well on his own, and it's not like his voice is not. He doesn't have the tone in his voice where it comes off like super like
Scary or anything.
yeah. His voice is kind of high pitched. That's fine.
Like
He's-
the Mike Tyson.
It's not even that high pitch. It's just
No,
a
I
really
know.
smooth voice. It's not raspy or deep.
It doesn't fit this giant dude.
That's true.
Yeah. But he's done, I remember his promo in TNA where he just, throws belts at people, I'm done. He can do it. It's just, they got to figure out how to
How to
get
do
that back.
Yeah, I think him calling himself Bobby Lashley over and over again worked well for me, too. It did make me realize I thought it from the beginning, too. Calling him Bobby is a little weird. It's a little nickname-ish, a little childish. I'm Bobby. You know what I mean? So I thought him constantly saying Bobby Lashley started really making me think more about his name than I think I should have.
But is his first name actually Robert?
I think he's always gone by Bobby, even in
I think so, yeah. I think he's always gone by Bobby.
Because there was a guy that when I was bartending, his name was Billy, and his parents named him Billy. It wasn't William or anything like that. His legal name was Billy. So, and he was an older gentleman. Seeing him, I'm Billy, and it's like, you can say William. We're past this.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I wish I could, man. I wish I could. Yeah, but overall, I thought he did well. It did build into Miz versus Bobby, which I was not really happy with the match overall.
But But then it's weird because then they have the whole Shane thing.
Yeah, then they have the whole Shane thing.
And
Why
it's-
does Miz have to look so fucking strong, and why do they got to keep underplaying Bobby?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Bobby only won because of Shane.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to get the better of Miz because Miz was winning and dominant the whole time.
Yeah.
But you also just said in your whole promo before that Bobby Lashley is one of the most incredible athletes out there. And he goes, I don't even have half of your athletic ability. And I'm able to do all these things. So it did kind of go hand in hand with that. But you're really pushing Miz to be like this super powerful, like unbeatable guy. And Bobby Lashley needs that more than Miz needs that. Because Miz can get by cheating to win. We believe that. And it works for him.
He could,
Bobby shouldn't have to.
No.
and I think Miz as a face could get by cheating as a face. Like I think he'd be good to be an underhanded face. I kind of miss that. He doesn't need to look ridiculously strong. I'd like to see him like pull something out at the end. It's awesome. It's not going to diminish him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Stackhouse says some stuff about Leo. He doesn't think it was hazing so much as just paying dues. He says he guarantees that he treated somebody that way when he was on the indies and getting popular. I could see that too, Leo having a big head on the indies. I'd buy that. I actually have friends who worked with him in New York before he got signed. I wonder if I should reach out to them and just, hey guys, how was he before? Because in his opinion, he's a good wrestler, but gathered his attitude's pretty bad. He says it's trash. Told by somebody who currently works for WWE that he could make a huge list of people that were great in the ring but never went anywhere because of their attitudes. Yeah, I've also heard that too.
Yeah.
Like Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, he's a legend.
I don't think it was his attitude. It was his ability to sound so drunk in every promo.
I'm just kidding.
And his weak bones. He just got hollow bones, Ahmed.
Marsha's favorite was Ahmed.
It came with every single pack, dude. They made too many toys of him. We had a dozen Ahmed Johnsons as a kid. Like, we could make a new Nation of Domination
Just
of
of
Ahmed
Ahmed.
Johnson. Like, they wanted him to be so big, and then he got injured so fast they couldn't sell any of his toys.
This is gonna be great. Fuck.
Yeah, so we'd have an Ahmed Johnson Battle Royal, where the last standing Ahmed Johnson retires.
Doesn't get shot with the BB gun.
He doesn't get blown up with bottle rockets.
I know it's a sore subject with him, so I had to press it.
It's bullshit. Yeah, and I can see that too. If his attitude is just trash in the back, then that's a whole other thing too.
Like Enzo.
Yeah,
You know, he's great on the mic, decent in the ring, and
just a
an
trash
ass.
person to be
Yeah.
around. And then I think that it also goes back the other side too. If your attitude's incredible and you're mediocre in the ring, they'll make it work.
like Roman.
Like Roman,
Like
I-
Miz.
like
Never
Miz.
never heard anything bad about Miz behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And he's never been like, whoa, look at him.
yeah, absolutely. Those are two dudes where I'm sure that they give the presence of locker room leaders and
That's what you want with any business.
yeah,
You
I'm sure they
know.
come off super professional
Yeah,
and stuff. And
just they're here to do their job, and that's it.
yeah, hey, we can work with an attitude with a good attitude. We can't work with someone who's shit to work with. Actually, X-Pac on his last podcast mentioned something similar as well. He goes, you never know why somebody's not getting a push. He goes, because they were talking about, I don't remember which, I think they may have been talking about Revival. They were talking about a team on there. And he talked about, you never know why somebody's not getting a big push. And he goes, people used to come up to him from time to time, probably still do, and say things like, they never used you right, they never pushed you enough, and all that stuff. And he goes, a lot of time I was in my own way. My attitude was either shit to work with, or I was going through substance issues, and they couldn't push me. That was my fault, not them. So he's like, you don't know if any of these guys are getting in their own way half the time.
X-Pac, we forget about what X-Pac heat was. It wasn't the fans not liking him because he was like a heel. It was booing him in other people's matches because fuck him.
Yeah. So I can see that too, and that's kind of what I mean too. Stackhouse is, if he is on the outs, I would want it to be for something more like that, right? I'd want more reports of just purely shit attitude and not just an instance of him standing up for himself, even in the paying your dues right. Because there's still a lot of paying your dues that are honestly hazing. I ref for a local promotion, and one of the dudes was trying to get everyone to hit me. as a means of he's got to pay his dues now. So we're going to physically hit this dude who has no in-ring experience or anything like that. Someone else stood up for me and said, that's bullshit. Why would we do that? But this was the guy's honest attitude of, hey, this is how you pay your dues. We all hit you now. I was really uncomfortable with that as a concept for paying dues when I was the one tearing down the ring, setting up the ring, and he'd go home early every week. So
Yeah.
I felt like there's still, I think, a blur, personally.
Or you can compare it to like JBL. There's a lot of incidents of not
Going a
just
little bit,
these-
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
crossing a line.
Yeah. A little bit much. And
That's what I mean. Maybe he was trying to make sure that he asserted that line of there's a certain level of dues that I feel is too far. I mean, if that was the case, then that's one thing. Yeah, he says he knows that there's a line. Physical shit is hazing, but having somebody pass out water and stuff is just paying dues. Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, if you grab all the water bottles and get these guys hydrated so they don't pass out, that doesn't sound to me like a big deal.
Yeah.
It's something like I think that I would have done. So I don't disagree with that either. I wonder if it was just the way he went about it.
Well, the thing is, anyone asking him that, it's like, anyone that's been there longer, you'd be like, okay, or, one of the
Hopefully.
trainers or, but if he's standing up for, obviously it wasn't Vince that told him, but
Yeah, or maybe it was who told him. Maybe he was told by that by somebody who he had a bad history with, and maybe he was like, "Dude, you keep fucking with me. I'm not doing this."
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe that's not the case. None of us were there, so we don't truly know. I just hope that if there is bad blood back there, that it's legit for good reasons, for bad attitudes, for the kind of things you don't want in that kind of environment, and not something as simple as just
something
that's
water.
pretty- yeah,
Nobody
water.
should be fired for hanging out water.
Yeah, that's something you
not.
get pulled aside for and say, dude, that was fucked up. That's not something you're like, okay, we're gonna burn this guy. But at the same time, let's see. Yeah, so Sam says the same thing. He said there's guys like that there. He says he refused to participate in chomp lines and shit like that, which is kind of what the dude was trying to set up for me. He goes, some of these guys' egos are so fragile, it makes them feel better to beat on people. It's garbage. And that's 100% the impression I was getting from this dude. He's a really big guy. He's huge. And it's like, dude, I can't hurt you. Why do you want so bad to see me be physically hurt? Like, it's one thing if it was like we're joking or I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. But it was all like, dude, I just tore down the ring and loaded it up while you watched me and now you want a chomp line. Like, this is shitty, dude. Like, you had a 5-minute match and what you kind of walked out of. Like, you're not the dude I'm going to take that from.
Yeah.
But either way, I do have fun when I'm there. But again, not to harp on Leo too much. If it is an attitude thing, I hope he comes back from it. I hope he's able to square that away. Otherwise, he was fun. I have a memoji for Leo
Yes, you
Rush.
do. You've sent me many messages, Leo Rush.
Hell yeah, dude. My man. Finn Balor. The Demon. Man of the hour. My balls this hour.
Just learn to be quiet. You finish.
he had to.
Let's see, the Miz and Bobby match. Shane comes out, puts up pictures of Miz's dad. Lashley gets a win with a spear. In a match he was largely losing. Bobby helps beat down Miz for a little bit, but then just kind of goes, all right, bye, Phil Dunn, and leaves.
Yeah.
And then Shane's able to continue the beatdown.
Bobby Lashley is satisfied.
And then I even put on there, why is this happening? I didn't understand what the point of it. I thought part of the shakeup was putting an end to storylines that didn't need to be explored more, and I feel like
Shane
I
and
don't-
Miz was done.
yeah, Shane and Miz was done. I was good with that. We ended it just fine. Miz got his retribution. Shane got the win. Fine. I don't know why it kept going. And Sam even says real quick to wrap up on Leo that he does feel that if he ends up leaving, that he'll probably come back because he is still really young, and that's true. He is a very young talent, a lot to learn and a lot to do. But yeah, as far as the Shane and Miz thing goes, I don't know why we're still there. I don't know why we're still exploring that.
Is it like gonna culminate in a match on a pay-per-view around Father's Day? I don't know.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Father's Day. Cool.
Shane O'Mac in the bank. Here comes the money in the bank. After that was the Viking Raiders versus the Lucha House Party again, which was nice, I guess. This can't be right. Is this last week or is this week? Oh, this is this week.
Yeah.
Viking Raiders versus Loose House Party. They had a promo where they introed into the raid has begun, which I was cool with. I liked it. And then the Raiders won. Take your pills. Take your pills. You can bring them.
No,
Great.
get it.
You're gonna have like an episode due to you doing this once a week and not on your pills, or you'll get pregnant. I don't know what your pills are for.
so I don't get pregnant.
You really show.
This is for.
Yeah, it's
watch
so
out.
bad.
Yeah. Just in case. This is to protect from that. The Raiders won in a dominating fashion. I do like the way they're performing and dude, he did that springboard elbow.
Like, so good.
Ridiculous. Yeah, he's incredible.
I was like watching. I was like, I don't remember them having this many luchadors in WWE.
They're on 205.
Yeah, but I was like, these are like, I know Kalisto, I know Rey Mysterio, I know Grand Metalik, I know
Sin Cara.
Sin Cara. Who's the guy with the cat hat?
That was
Lance.
Lance Dorado.
Lance.
Lance Dorado. Lance Bass.
Okay.
Yeah. Doradito.
Cool Ranch.
Yeah. Did you want more of this or did you want to correct that?
I don't know yet.
All right, well, let me know when you know.
Give me some more of that.
There you go. Let's see. Yeah, always good to see them. I'm happy to see where they go. I'm also glad that they didn't change their name again. There was that rumor that with that, trying to get a sponsorship. There is that rumor. There was a survey that went out, so it said Viking Warriors, and they're like, "Damn it, they're doing it again." I'm glad to see that it didn't actually didn't get changed again. I'm happy with the Viking Raiders. I think we can work with that. I think the raid has begun. Experience that. Get in it. After that, Alexa Bliss comes out to announce the women in Money in the Bank.
Women, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was a long show.
Yeah.
It's easy to. Yeah.
And so it's Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi, and Alexa.
I was really surprised Dana Brooke was in that, but I was like, oh, that's cool.
I like it.
Yeah,
I was surprised. She's the only one I'm excited for out of that group. Not that I have anything bad to say about the other women in there, because
But it's
I think
a new
Natalya's-
person who's been there. You're like, oh, it's cool. You're getting a shot, and she never does particularly bad. Like when she's in a rumble, you're like, oh, cool. You're fairly decent at this down.
yeah, she does great
Yeah.
every time she's out there. She doesn't steal the show, but she does a really good job. Like she's always surprisingly good and impressive. Where the other women, Naomi and Natalya, unfortunately, we come to expect that level from them, and we get that a lot from them. They're both awesome. I think either one of them with a belt would always make me happy. But I'm excited for the idea of Dana Brooke potentially being involved in that. I think that she definitely deserves a nice run in the sun. She's been there for a while, and I think she's been underutilized. As far as Alexa being in it, no.
Cool.
Yeah, I wish I'd gone to like Ruby or Sarah Logan. Like Alexa won it last year, and it was pretty predictable.
What was gonna happen?
Yeah, what was gonna-
afterwards?
exactly, 100% of it. The win, the cash in, all of that. Oh, I had pepperoni earlier. Whew,
Is it the White Walker?
it's coming back.
It's happening.
Oh god, it's happening.
Take your pills.
Give me your pills. What are they for? I'm gonna have some. Apart from that, though, Alexa, I don't understand why she's constantly booked like a spectacle.
Yeah.
Like the great Alexa Bliss will be in this match. Catch it while you can, kind of a deal.
Because she sells T-shirts.
Yeah, but she doesn't put on the show that makes people
Yeah.
talk about it afterwards.
I think the reason she sells T-shirts is the T-shirts make her look vaguely like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and that's what the gimmick is. And
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Like she's not bad in the ring, but she's not as good as most of the other women she shares the ring with.
she'd be a great ballet. I think her in this hosting role of school could get attention to other talent. She could be a decent ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can talk for Bobby.
Oh,
Or
dude.
Braun.
Forrest Klump. That's right. We got a Forrest Klump fan right here. I'll put it up too. Forrest Klump.
Oh shit.
You don't want to say it out loud?
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a Forrest Clump fan. That's the old. You know who that is?
That's Josh, isn't it?
No, 182 from the store. No longer there. Blink fan.
Oh!
Yeah, that's your dude, man. 182. Forrest Clump fan.
Oh, shit.
See, Clump can't figure it out. That's why this is our slogan. We were thinking about making bibs that say Clump can't figure it out because of how much he spills on himself, as well as everything else.
I'm an adult.
He is Forrest. Forrest Clump.
Gave up on your cup?
see.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead.
No, the
Nope.
Huckleberry.
Hey, there we go. Nope. I'm trying to put. Realize I haven't yet put up my own Twitter handle there for some people. Let's see.
Love you too, Aloe.
Aloo.
I can just call him.
Aloo. You call him Aloo, dude. That's his thing right there. It's there. Aloo 82. Aloo on 82.
That's fair.
Solid.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Either
All
way,
the shit that goes viral, that guy.
that's the one.
Yeah, I hate that.
What I like about it is this: is I can get an entire, I can get a good 50 people who are reasonably smart individuals to all collectively sound stupid in a short amount of time.
Yeah, no.
That's the kind of thing I like.
I always kind of like when you're doing what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, it's because you watch all the other people suddenly become stupid. To me, that's what I like.
All right. So, anyways, Alexa.
So Alexa being in it, not a big, not a big shock, and two, not a big selling point to me.
I think they should have played it more, played it up more.
I think they played up as much as you could with something.
Well, I think
so
she should have
obvious.
been the next person is,
And then
and then
play
her
music.
music play and be like,
Banna,
like,
oh my god,
yeah.
like she didn't know,
yeah, like Miss America or something like that.
or that Jonah Hill gif where he's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Someone come with a
So
sash.
then, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, sash.
oh, that'd be cool. Out of those four, anyone you'd like to see win it? Natalia, Dana, Naomi, Alexa?
Um,
I think Dana's the only
Yeah.
one I'd really like to. I would not be upset with Natalia.
Or
I wouldn't mind Naomi.
Yeah.
She's kind of been put on the back burner this past 6 months,
no.
9 months.
I don't know if I'd be as excited for a Naomi Money in the Bank win right now.
I think it'd be
I don't think she doesn't deserve it.
yeah. I think it'd be a shock if Dana won it. I mean, I think it'd be great.
I think it'd be good. It'd be a nice shock.
Yeah.
Let's see, after that was the Firefly Funhouse, where Bray is painting a house burning with a woman inside. Word of the day is sociopath, and he ends it again going, "Let me in." Oh, bye, everybody! Like, so
I
good.
I love how he does it, how he switches, where it's always positive, but it's always that slight
Yeah,
slight tone.
yeah. And he still has just a little bit, almost a smile, like, fuck. So good. As soon as he did it too, we're both on the couch like, ah! Yeah.
I was gonna ask, was it Bray's voice doing the witch last week? Because I don't feel like it was.
I feel like for one last week, I believe it was called Pammy. This week, I believe it's called Ambi, which I think is for Abigail. And I think last week was a woman's voice cackling, and this week was his voice.
It was definitely his voice this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. But I feel like last time it was Pammy.
beauty rest.
So I remember thinking twice. It's weird. I would have thought they'd gone with Abigail. I remember thinking that twice.
Well, I think part of it too. I think we'll find out that this is some bigger thing within his head or something like that.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. When you're doing that, you can make it as stupid and whacked out as you
Yeah,
want.
keep going back and
Yeah.
forth. Change the witch's name every week.
I like my new favorite
Abby
character.
Shabby,
They wearing two shirts?
an undershirt.
Oh.
Is that okay?
I'm wearing 5, so
Well, yeah, you have to layer.
yeah. Otherwise, I'd double in size.
You wouldn't fit
Like if
here.
you took a box cutter and hit me, you'd be like, "Whoa, my goo!"
I'm saying, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like a whole other person falling out of them.
yeah. Oh, like the inside of Stretch Armstrong,
Yeah.
but it's all
Who's
like
that?
pizza and food.
Yeah, it's not a clear gel.
Yeah.
It's that thing from
We do think that
Nightmare
there's going to
Before
be...
Christmas.
Oh, the Oogie Boogie Man.
Oogie Boogie.
Yeah,
There.
you're usually filled with bugs.
Yeah.
Like
can see
that,
that.
like actually kind of made me like not happy. Like inside, like no.
I hope not.
Oh no.
I'm really excited to see where the Firefly Funhouse goes from here. They do have 2 shirts out now, which I like.
Do they make them in kid sizes?
Who cares?
Oh yeah.
I need to get one for Nash.
That'd be great. Yeah, Nash. See ya, suckers! Firefly Funhouse shirt. Use sociopath. What? Matt Hardy did tweet out too. He's like a picture of his kid. He goes, "My dad," or he's like, "My kids came over here and called me a sociopath. Thanks, Bray." It was awesome. So good.
Spell
And
it
it
out
has
for us.
has bled over what?
I was just saying this part where he's all spell it out.
Oh yeah, spell it out. Yeah, food.
Yeah.
It has led to a bit of a Twitter back and forth with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, saying that Randy's never apologized essentially for all his transgressions and taking away his belt and all that shit. Probably called it a title. And that's apparently what the painting is when Orton burned down Abigail's house. I was really hoping the second time I was looking to see if you could see like a little shadow in the corner or something, but there wasn't. Not that I saw. If you saw one, let me know. But
And I like the Trailer Park Boys reference.
yeah,
That was
made
pretty
Trailer
good.
Park Boy reference as well.
On the Twitter.
The Twitter
On the
thing.
Twatter.
You gotta get on it. You're in it.
I'm not on it, but he sent it to me.
Let's see. After that, we had Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, which was really good. Bliss was not in her gear; she was in regular clothes. And prior to the match,
the Twatter.
they I gotta show you. Bray responded to that one too.
Oh, did he?
Just like
Nice.
with one line, something like calling him like Randy Andy.
Randy Bobandy.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
But then, so Alexa, in the moment of bliss thing, when Naomi challenges her, says, "These aren't even my shoes. I had to borrow these." And then,
It's so weird.
but it led into a thing, which I like. Because at first it's like, that's
I-
silly, because it's all like, get rid of it. But then they had the match where her shoes kept coming untied. She couldn't keep her shoes on. And then her shoes come off, and that's ultimately how she loses. I thought that was a clever finish. It's a fun way to have a match.
I thought it was stupid.
It reminded me of Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle, where he was pretending to have a swollen ankle, and so he kept loosening up his belt and stretching his ankle in the corner, and then eventually he goes to put the ankle lock on him, and his boot falls off. He's like, "What?" And then Guerrero's like, "Fuck you!" like takes the win. So I liked it because of that, and I thought it was a clever way to end a match, like
Yeah.
especially with a character like Bliss who keeps getting these like almost shitty wins where it's this weird right hand or this like from the knees DDT where it's like, does it make sense? Why is that the finish? It doesn't seem like much of a move from someone so small. So I do like that if they gave her a loss, at least it was a little silly, a little more entertaining than her matches have been. Who lost something? Was that your watch? What'd you do?
That was the mic.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute you anyways.
Yay!
Just a big clump mute button.
Yeah, I do right here. Say something, you idiot.
Say something, you idiot.
Yeah, that's hard to hear. No one could hear that but us. I'll put you back on.
Just like lean into Kevin.
Gross, dude.
So what I was thinking about.
What'd you think of the Naomi Alexa match in the finish?
I liked it. I kind of agree with him. I didn't really care about the shoe part of it. I liked that it connected him, but
It's
I don't
silly.
know.
I think you could lead to something down the line if you wanted to. You also didn't have to, and just
A shoe fetish match?
yeah.
Did they make a Alexa line of the, what was it, Pumas?
Oh, the Filas.
Filas.
Oh,
No.
for kids?
No, for adults.
No.
Yeah, like the New Day and Sasha.
Really?
They had shoes.
It's cool.
Damn it.
Here, let me show you.
After that, Becky comes out and she calls out Lacey. She does say that if you're not back there currying favors, come on out. Lacey comes out to have a big pull apart type deal. It seemed kind of like messy to me. Like it didn't.
It didn't look like either one looked good. It looked like a fight. Like, not like in a good way, though. Like,
Yeah, it looked kind of like a sloppy fight.
Lacey
which was
did
okay.
get knocked in the nose. Like, she wasn't bleeding, but
Yeah,
it was
but she
all
got-
red and
Yeah.
I was like, that
And
was...
Lacey's top seemed like not the right type top for that pull apart. I kept
Yeah.
looking like it was about a rip off, and I was like,
The thing I noticed was one of the refs goes to break him up and just puts his head in between both of them and does that. And I was like, what are you doing?
Whoa.
Yeah.
idiot.
He's not...
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
Yeah. Now's my chance.
I got a story for the boys at home.
This is it. This is my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like not even in a ref shirt, and he like grabs someone and puts it on, starts running out there. Where are you going? You don't understand. I need this right now.
But I didn't mind Lacey talking.
You did or didn't?
Didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it. She was
When-
okay.
yeah, she wasn't great, but actually just hearing her talk,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. Like,
She's fine.
yeah.
Like I said, she didn't. It wasn't like, oh my god, these Lacey promos, but it was like, okay, cool, that's solid, coherent, sounds genuine. Like you don't sound overly scripted. I mean, like, a lot of them sound a little bit. She's getting used to it, and it's okay. There was a bit in there where Becky yells at Lacey, "Go make me a sandwich," and Twitter kind of reacted semi-negatively to that, and then was like, well, she's the man, so I guess she could say that, but she's a woman, so she could, and all this stuff. Bottom line, like 2-3 weeks ago, Lacey tweeted out, "I got home in time to make my man a sandwich." Becky saying that is not revolutionary in this storyline already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not sexist. Like, people were trying to
Yeah.
spin it.
No, that's
You know, it's
literally
just-
Lacey's character
yeah.
is, I go home and make my man a sandwich.
Yeah.
The character's fucked. It's not.
Yeah.
Becky's working with what she has.
It's like if...
not a lot.
Yeah. But it's like if somebody got upset that Becky called Ronda the baddest bitch.
Yeah.
She called herself that. I'm like, oh my gosh, she called her a bitch.
But also, I guess if you're just not paying attention, then yeah, I guess. I mean, if no one looks at any of the Twitter stuff, then it's suddenly like, oh my god, how could this happen? But if you look at the whole storyline, and half the storylines are happening on Twitter now,
Yeah.
it's really the only reason I made one to begin with was to follow the other part of the storyline. This part's already been bridged. We've already gotten there. So,
I think it made Lacey look strong, but I also think it made Becky look weak because of how, like, the fight, it didn't.
it was weird to see two people no sell so much.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're both just getting hit and being like, nah, this is nothing. I mean, I guess when you think about other big pull aparts, like even though Brock and Samoa Joe pull apart, very similar. Two dudes with like a bunch of people in the middle, and they keep hitting each other, and then both no selling it. Like, I guess we've done that before, but we just probably haven't seen it much with women, so that's why it felt a little weird. But
Fair, yeah.
still excited to see Money in the Bank over it, and see where they go with it. I just hope it's not.
I just don't like how they keep already saying that Becky's defending against Lacey first, and then Charlotte.
Do they say that?
They
didn't
say it
catch
on
that.
they say it on SmackDown at least. I know that for sure.
Did they? Yeah, I didn't catch that.
They say it a few times, and it's. I don't know. Like I said, I would like to see the opposite
Yeah.
because you know, going on a one-on-one. If Becky didn't have 2 matches,
Why do you set off Siri every week, dude?
did I again?
Yeah, that was Siri again because of you. What the fuck are you saying?
What did I
there?
say?
Someone mark the time. We gotta go back.
8:03.
8:03. We gotta go back and figure out what the hell you're saying. Sorry, guys. I made my Siri go.
Damn it, Siri.
Sorry, Siri.
So there, you want to see the opposite of.
Yeah, because if Becky only had 1 match against Lacey, you know, you wouldn't give Lacey a chance.
Yeah.
Whereas that if Charlotte and Becky go first and then Lacey, then it's like, okay, maybe there's an opportunity there that Lacey can take advantage of.
Yeah. I
Because the
agree.
other thing is why is Charlotte the rested one?
Yeah.
You know, I think what they should do is have Charlotte and Lacey have a match. Whoever wins that gets the second match of the night.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't want. I don't want by Charlotte being late. There's that chance that, well, she lost the belt to Charlotte because she was tired.
Tired, yeah.
And it's like,
I don't
no,
wanna see
no,
that
not
shit.
her.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And
She
the thing
doesn't
is,
need
like,
this.
Charlotte versus Becky isn't a main event anymore, guys. We've seen it too much. Like,
This
it's
is
just.
even-
It's just not a bit interesting at this point. We've seen it too much.
This is
You've
even
overplayed it.
third hour SmackDown.
Yeah. So after that, we get Zack Ryder and Hawkins versus the Revival. Ryder gets a win in a quick crucifix roll-up. And not a bad match.
No.
It was okay. Still getting tired of this Hawkins and Ryder not looking like a strong team and looking like people who are getting sneaky wins. Like, they're good guys, man. They're meant to be getting strong wins. It's just a bummer to see them hold down championships this way on a team that we know is skilled enough to do better and look better. Why are you giving them a sneaky little slide win? I just don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Easy there, big fella.
You're muted. Do what you gotta do, you shit. Fucking disgusting pile of clump. Dude's bursting at the seams. Dude's We might need more ice. He's gonna need to use that bucket. After this, Miz challenges Shane to a cage match to, quote, keep things inside the ring. But the purpose of a cage match is to get outside of the ring. So, so a little interesting to me. I guess I'm okay with the idea of the match, but I'm not excited for it. Like, it makes sense, but that should have been done before. Like, we're on different shows.
Fastlane, something.
Yeah, or a backlash.
We're not talking about backlash anymore.
Where'd it go?
Where did that backlash go? Where did that backlash go?
It's right there next to, what was it, Great Balls of Fire.
Great balls of fire. Hairy balls. After that, Sami Zayn comes out and cuts a promo that he says he won't quit so that way he can be there to hold fans accountable. I thought that was funny. I do wonder at what point we're going to get him in a feud with somebody. I'm starting to feel like the storyline should move along a little bit at this point. We've gotten to a point of it's a little staticky. Like, there's still really fun promos. I still get a kick out of the fact that the cameraman can't seem to follow him. They keep losing him. He keeps ending up outside of the frame and then popping up somewhere else. And doing. But
Damn, he's gone again.
yeah. But I do feel that it's time to make that move somewhere. It's time to go somewhere with that. Let's get someone who comes out and gets upset by it or something. Tells them to shut up. Anything.
But who? And the thing I think part
I don't know.
And that's you want it to be someone, but like who could they do it with? Because you don't want to be meaningless.
Exactly, but I have no idea who you set up like that. Just the same with Bray Wyatt. I really don't know who the hell you set up with a dude like Bray right now. How do you bridge the gap between that fantasy world and the ring? I have no idea how that's supposed to happen.
I think Randy and him going back and forth on Twitter is kind of
It's the best we got so far. But I don't
with
know.
Sammy. It's the same thing as last week, where now they're in Kentucky. He doesn't talk shit about the fans, but
Well, he did.
Ricochet could have, or yeah,
Oh, Ricochet could have come out there because he's in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Because he said no one here in Kentucky could understand what I'm talking about or something like that if I tried to explain it to you. You could have had Ricochet come out and be like, I'm from Kentucky.
Yeah, I understand you.
Yeah, I understand exactly what's going on here. All right, we've got a couple hometown heroes going through.
Yeah.
And that'd be kind of a fun little
I-
tour, if you will.
yeah. That's the only push I can see with somebody against Sammy.
Yeah.
Is he
Whoever's
offends
hometown.
somebody, hometown, they're from there. Hey,
But then also
shut
like,
your mouth.
maybe not even have a match because I don't want him to like. I want him to be kind of strong with it and not have it be like where somebody comes out and hometown hero will. I'll kick your ass, beats him up. Cool. Now Sammy's just getting beat.
Yeah, Sammy can walk out. I don't need this shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm out of here. Take the 10 count.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit. Forget it.
And then blame the fans.
Yeah.
This is
No,
all because
guys,
of you.
Yeah, you don't even deserve the end of this
Yeah.
match. You know what I mean? Yeah. Get more heat on him, then you got the hometown hero in the ring. Well, come on, man. What the hell is this? I'm right there. I'm right there. I'm right there. You know?
Is that from how people from Kentucky
That's
sound?
Kentucky. Right there. That's Ricochet. That's not Ricochet. I'm right there.
All right.
Yeah.
What was the dark match on Raw?
This week, I don't know.
You don't know? All right.
This week, I didn't know. I can look it up if you need. But let's see. After that was Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Joe had a pretty intense promo, which was cool. The match was pretty good. Joe ended up. Oh, he ended up losing the match. And I was because I had written down notes. It's getting a little old to me, him losing, because it's getting a little bit normal now. Yeah. He's losing and surprised every time, the same surprise. He does sell the surprise loss really well.
No, that was such a bad roll-up.
The roll-up was not great.
But he's also the U.S. champ that he's not defending it.
He's not defending it, and he's taking losses. I also feel, it says, like, I begin to wonder why someone's so dominating. If with those kinds of losses so often, if it's what's keeping him from anything that he could be moving forward with. Like, if you gave him wins, he might have a little more heat behind him to give him more believable storylines. It feels like he's super intense, cuts these amazing promos, make everyone else sound like they're kids, and then he goes out there and dominates a match and loses in a weird way. You're kind of like this villain who keeps slipping on a banana peel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's keeping him from something, and I don't know what that is. I mean, I guess he's got a title, so is it or is it not? I feel like it's keeping him from the main event. But also, he still comes off super believable and dominating. Every week it happens, the next week comes out and you're like, oh, don't fuck with Joe, dude. You don't want to fuck with Joe. Yeah. And then when he loses, you're just like, oh, man, this sucks. He could have had that.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird balance. He's got it better than anyone else, I think. Getting a loss and looking like he should have won. Mysterio's son came out, Dominic.
Picked him up
on his shoulders.
I got you, Dad.
Hey! He's all, woo!
Like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah.
They look so awkward. Just
Yeah. They look like, I can't
got your butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hop on, pops.
Yeah, that was really weird. Some rumor sheets are starting to speculate that they believe Dominic might have a contract with WWE at this point.
He's been in training.
He's been with some really indie promotions, mostly as ring crew. Like, that was something Ray set up for him. So I don't know that he's even...
Well, see, I'm just wondering how much of Ray's return had anything to do with Dominic.
Oh, just in general?
Yeah, just I'll come back, but also, you know...
Well, I don't know, because the interview that I first saw where he mentions his son, and I saw an Instagram thing, it was more about Ray getting him not in the WWE door, putting him in these really local spots and telling him to build these rings and to put out the chairs. And he was, true paying your dues. Watch where it goes, watch what it is on a small scale, and do the most you can to help them. I think it's a bit early. That was like maybe a year ago. Maybe 2 tops. I feel like it's a bit early to be like, you're ready for the WWE, son. You know what I mean? But maybe he's done huge strides. Who knows? I have no idea.
Or maybe the push from the other side. Well, we have this spot for your kid, and your kid looks good, and you're training your kid. We can put him in.
Yeah, we can get him there.
I don't want another David Flair though.
I don't. I'm afraid of putting him in too soon. And he's still looking a bit soft, that kid. And I think that give him a little gym time, train him in the performance center right. He'd probably be a beast. Probably be bigger and badder than Andrade. You do it right. But after that, we had Seth and AJ doing a contract signing. It was okay.
I don't like contract signings.
Yeah.
To me, it's a waste of time.
I think it's just an excuse for a promo.
It is, but it's like a long, drawn out promo. And
well, like in this one, it felt like, okay, now we gotta establish who's bad and who's good.
Yeah. Well, see, and
that's pretty typical with two faces.
Yeah, but see, and that's where I thought they were going with this, because AJ kept mentioning the freaking Shield not being there. Your backup's not there.
I kept waiting.
And then like I was watching it on my iPad, and and when we talked about the club earlier, that's why I was like, oh, this could lead to something down, the show. I was watching it, and he's like, your boys aren't here, but I'm going to be here. And I was like, I nearly threw my iPad, like, your boys are here.
Yeah,
say my backup's here. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I thought the same thing. As soon as they said, your boys are gone, you got nobody, I was like,
here we go.
Like, I was just waiting. I was like, come on.
And going back to the club real quick, I meant to mention it earlier. I like how they said they're bulletproof in their
Yes.
promo.
Oh, did I not write that down? Because I was like, fucking bulletproof. I can't believe we didn't hit that.
Yeah, but going back and like I said, when that happened,
Oh
I was
yeah,
like,
club promo says they are bulletproof.
yeah, I was like, yeah,
Yeah, it's like we're bulletproof. I was like, yeah, I was like, oh god. And my girlfriend's all like, what was I was like, it's the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
It's the thing from
You did the Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really hoping it was gonna be
Something, and
something
it wasn't.
for him.
I'm just wondering if they're slow playing it, which I'm hoping for. But
hope
I think that
not.
would have been a perfect opportunity. They even, the club go out there and that's the other thing. They don't mention them by the club anymore. It's just Gallows and Anderson all the time.
And this time they call himself Big Luke and Anderson. They didn't
Yeah.
even say Carl.
Yeah.
So it's Anderson and Big Luke.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
I like Carl. I don't know why. Carl sounds cooler to me.
Doesn't.
I like Carl.
What?
He's cooler.
What the fuck? What badass Carl do you know that I've never met?
From Family Matters? Dad?
Winslow?
Yeah.
Carl Malone from the Utah Jazz in the 90s.
Postman?
Yeah.
Mailman? Excuse me.
It's like a big, a picture of big scary German fucker. Carl.
Yeah, I'm Carl Malone. What?
No.
well,
Carl's like a small Irishman.
Well, this Carl is not a small Irishman, so he can be big fucking Carl.
Carl Anderson is not a tall dude. He's a small guy. I'm taller than Carl Anderson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Never mind.
Or we're about the same height. I had drinks with him one time. It was pretty cool. Then he forgot. That was even better. I had drinks with him and Anderson, Carl and Anderson, both of him,
Yeah.
and the big dude in Ascension,
Connor?
Connor. I knew Victor.
Wait,
Connor.
no, Big Luke is like,
Luke Gallows is huge.
yeah, no.
He's big. I was like, when I was talking to him, I was like, My brother Aaron, he's like, he's like 5'2". Yeah, let me just get up.
Did the
I did
Ray.
the whole Rey Mysterio thing. Get up. But yeah, and so after like a day or two later, I see Carl Anderson again, and I was like, dude, I just want to thank you one more time for having those drinks with me and hanging out for a bit. And he goes, we drinks together. And I was like,
Shit.
I was all like, yeah, it was pretty
No,
special.
do you want a drink?
Yeah, I was all like, yeah, it was pretty special. And he was all like, all right, good. But I told him whiskey, and he's like, shit, whiskey? Like, I'm not supposed to drink that. Yeah, I'm not supposed to drink that. Yeah, he's not huge. But I did like the kind of the change up for them. I was really hoping for a club reunion there.
Like I said,
And
I'm
I
just
don't want them
hoping
slow
they're.
play. I don't want to slow
I don't
play.
want them either. Like I said, during that, promo, the signing, I think it would have been great if they went in there, jumped Seth, heel stay face, AJ's the bad guy.
We
put him
still
through the
have
table.
3 weeks though.
Yeah, but that's like I said, that's why I'm hoping it's slow playing. But I
hope-
think it would have been perfect for them to go out there then.
By the time Money in the Bank ends, I want to see the club.
Yeah,
If that means we don't hear about them much, or he keeps alluding to no shield, and then at Money in the Bank they run in, that's how AJ doesn't win the belt. You know
or
what I mean?
does
Like,
win the belt.
or does. Either way, like I think it would work. I just think that knowing how little time we have on the club's contract, I think slow playing it is only going to rob the fans.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't stay, then we're going to lose a huge opportunity.
especially-
if they do stay, then it's going to be the reason that does it. I
Yeah.
think.
But especially when AJ went to shake his hand, be the face thing, Seth holds up the belt, and then they kind of get in the tussle. If AJ would have made a gesture like, come on.
To me, it made Seth look like a heel. Like, I know it's but
It did that part.
I was like,
Yeah.
and then the head was like, I get why you hit him. No, like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
I would have hit him too.
Oh yeah, well, fuck that dude, man.
This is an aggressive masculine space. No, fuck.
Yeah. And then the phenomenal forearm through the table I thought was cool. That's a hard move to get it through a table, I feel like, and they did it great. Because if you told me flying forearm through a table, well, who stands where? Like, how do you get because he's coming sideways. Like, it wouldn't make sense to me. But the second they did it, it's like, oh, that's good. Yeah, that'll do it. So,
That's what it is.
yeah, a couple of pros right there.
I have a quick question, just randomly throwing it out there to the Wrestling on the Rocks universe. Does anyone know what they do with the contracts after each man signs them? Do they?
They're kept in in Stamford. There's a giant facility
Oh,
that has
really?
everything. Somebody tweeted out a picture of what is on the contracts and what they look like. Yeah, recently they have copies of them, and it's
Well, no, I meant like the contracts that they sign in the ring.
Yeah, the gimmick contracts, those aren't real contracts.
Yeah. Do they?
read
Do
them.
they? You
yeah,
know.
they keep them at Stamford.
Oh,
Basically.
they
it's
do?
part of
Okay,
the
those
prop
ones.
thing. Like
Nice.
all of the Undertaker's caskets are there. Every cage they've ever used. Gobbledygooker's still there.
At least one of every shirt that they've done is there. So they have a copy of every shirt they've made.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then offsite, they have like every.
There's some big warehouse with a ton of stuff.
Well, they have offsite like the biggest video library. Apparently, every recorded wrestling match ever, they have a copy of it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. it's nuts.
I just wondered what they did with it because they, both wrestlers sign it. I didn't know if they, give it to somebody or,
I would always hope. I always
Sell
check,
it for
too.
charity.
Yeah, on the WWE auction site where all
Yeah.
stuff goes to Connor's Gear. I would always hope that they would do that. Because it's just a gimmick contract. It goes, I agree to
Or just
fight
a-
you on this match.
yeah, it's just a picture with a pay-per-view logo and 2 lines.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like-
two signatures.
Yeah.
And 2 signatures of stars from the night. I mean, yeah. I could see putting up some pretty.
Because that'd be
serious
cool.
money.
Like,
Yeah, and then you can
have
have a
one
picture of them
those
signing
hanging
and stuff.
back
Yeah.
we need a Wrestling's on the Rocks contract. I agree to drink with the Wrestling on the Rocks crew.
I agree to not drink.
Yeah.
That wrapped up Raw. I was happy with it overall.
Yeah.
After that, we get into SmackDown Live. It opened up with Kofi Kingston videos and promos, and yay, Kofi. We're still talking about WrestleMania.
I didn't
I was
like that.
okay with it,
Yeah, I didn't
but
like it.
curious about it.
It felt weird when he came out that said, and you're new. It's like, this is 3 weeks.
It's been a month, yeah. I feel like it's a bit
WWE
weird.
champion.
And you're starting to feel like you haven't defended it. Like now it's starting to feel like you're just holding it, right? So I get that too.
They just put him on parade and,
Yeah. It felt a little weird, but
See, I didn't like them recapping everything
a little weird.
months prior. They wasted, 10, 15 minutes of airtime? And it's like,
And it still was a long show.
yeah. And I was like, you guys could have had a match during that. Everyone knows what went on those last few months with Kofi and you could have put on a match that people haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like it was a bit much. I was only okay with it sort of in the idea that like if this is our final time of recapping the whole thing, it's a nice way to kind of finish it all up. But it's definitely time to move forward. And I think they did that overall by the end of the night. But let's see, KO comes out, starts cutting a promo on Kofi, and Woods comes out and
Attacks them.
attacked KO from behind, and then he gets a super kick.
That killed Xavier.
Killed Xavier. He's dead now. His head is gone.
Yeah.
Overall, it was okay way to start it. And then it was weird a little later on. They're all like, "Oh, and just announced Woods is going to be on the KO show," and it felt like this SmackDown did not feel well put together. I feel like it ended up like it almost felt like someone last minute in the back being, "Oh, you two go out there and do
We
this."
need a
and
lot of exposition now.
Yeah. But after that was then Bayley versus Becky, which I thought was way early in the night for something you've been promoting, seemingly like a main event. Like they kept talking about it, first time ever in WWE. Only happened once in NXT.
I thought I was
Twice?
hearing something wrong. I was in my house and I was like, wait, what? I walked over. I was like, this just started. Like this is 20 minutes in.
Yeah, it was like the first match of the night, and it was like really strange to me. And then once that happened, I was like, so what's going to be your main event? Like the only other match that they had advertised that night was at this point they hadn't announced any other match. That was the only match we knew of, and we knew that Roman Reigns was going to come out and talk about the punch heard around the world. And I thought, if you think that that's your main event,
Yeah.
what the fuck? We'll get to that later. But here was Bayley and Becky, first thing. Little early, Bayley got announced for Money in the Bank on her way out to the ring. She'll be in Money in the Bank. I'm excited by that. I think it could be really good for her if she does pull it off. Because she's got a new edge to her. Although she did come out with the Bayley Buddies for the first time since she's been on SmackDown. It's the first time since WrestleMania that we've seen them.
It does feel like you threw away like one of the biggest things of that feud was you've never pinned me.
Yeah.
And
And now we have it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so Bailey gets. I liked a couple things in there. There was a lot of grit shown on Bailey's side. Bailey wraps up Becky in the ropes and starts throwing these really harsh-looking elbows, just nonstop, just popping Becky with elbows while she's all tied up. And the ref starts counting so much so that he gets in between the two of them, and then you can see Bailey look at him and just go, "Move," and then so he steps to the side. She jumps off the rope and does like a little stunner. It was really cool to see Bailey give some attitude to the ref that way too. Let's see, Bailey at one point is asking Becky to hit her. She was just showing a different type of Bailey, a different type of intensity. Ultimately, Bailey goes for the elbow drop. Becky gets her knees up and then is able to lock in the disarmor, and Bailey taps out. Almost immediately after tapping out, Charlotte comes in and kicks Becky in the head. I just wish that it had happened right as she was putting on the disarmor. Like, don't let us get the pin. Don't let us get the tap out. Have it being, okay, Bailey's clearly going to lose, but she didn't lose. You know what I mean? Actually, Bailey would get the win. Let Bailey get a win in a match that she looks like she should have lost. And also, they both looked so strong in that match. It looked great on both sides of them. If Charlotte had come in literally seconds before, I would have been like, this is perfect. This sets up a rivalry between these three in any way you want. You got a triangle rivalry here. But then the way they did it, like you said, that kind of crushes the storyline. All right, so Becky got the win now, so Bailey's got nothing to stand on anymore. We no longer have the big goose egg.
Yeah.
The shake weight.
Shake weight.
Yeah, I didn't, the match was great. I liked it. I didn't like Charlotte, showing up just because we've seen it for the past year plus.
Yeah.
But if you're building towards a match, build towards it. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like it was a wasted run-in.
Yeah.
Okay, why now? Why do I care now?
Yeah.
If you come in and ruin the match, fuck you. You took my match from me. Damn it.
Don't even have the match. When Becky comes out, just go out and just beat the shit out of Becky on the ramp.
You can do that
No,
too.
there's so many other options, but no, we had to do this. No one looks great. Everyone looks terrible.
We got the clean win, so now we got nothing to stand on. We got nowhere to move forward to, and now we're stuck again with Becky and Charlotte. We're all ready to move on, guys. I don't think anybody's excited for more Becky Charlotte. That's what we had the majority since SummerSlam last year. We're almost a year in. That's time to move forward, and then we can revisit later. But you're burning me out. After that, Aleister Black cut a promo in a very Mojo style again.
Which we haven't seen Mojo in a while.
I haven't seen Mojo in a while, dude. No Mojo, no Nikki Cross, no Liv Morgan, no Ruby Riott, no Sarah Logan. Where the fuck?
And Liv Morgan's on SmackDown, right?
Yeah. She
Allegedly.
she posted it, she has a SmackDown Liv shirt. It looks awesome. It's funny.
Really?
Yeah,
SmackDown
Live.
Liv. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's so good. And I'm all like, dude, just put her on TV for a minute. Let someone kick her in the head and sell a shirt, man.
She's
But
not Brie.
yeah, she's not Brie.
Anyone else kick her in the head, not Brie.
Yeah, just tell Brie to stay back.
Yeah.
I got this. No.
No.
We got the spot for you, Liv and Brie. I'm out.
Yeah. I didn't like at the end where he's all like, they will fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very.
Hit that one a little too hard.
That's what it felt like, man, watching
It was
it.
like it was
No,
stop,
yeah,
like,
I
it was like,
did.
why
Yeah,
did
he
you do
said
that?
Yeah, I was watching it and he's doing it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And also I was like, ew. Whoa, why do we do that at the end? Yeah.
Hairball.
Like a hairball, yeah.
ESL.
Fade to black. Can we redo it? No?
No, this is
You were
live.
We're going with
This
that
is
one?
live.
No, this one's live.
Fuck.
Cheer off to the side. No, buddy, that was live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, fuck. I'd like to see less of that, more Mojo. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get Alistair in the ring against anyone, and less of these weird Stuart Smalley style sitting on a couch giving me dark affirmations. I mean, it's cool and all, but it's going nowhere. Is my
It's
problem.
not giving anyone else that space. He is established in the ring. He needs it the least of any of the other people who need that.
He could say the same thing in the ring and have someone come out afterwards.
Well, see, and I thought putting Ricochet in to the Money in the Bank, I thought for sure Alistair would be in it.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been, great spot. Both of them on the ladder, kind of looking at each other face to face, and like,
Yeah.
we used to be buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used to be my friend. He does have a big
But-
cat tattooed on him.
He's got a big everything tattooed on him. I don't know what he doesn't have tattooed on him.
Whoa, dude. Gross, man.
Yeah.
It's my Coney dog tattoo. After that, the Hardy Boys come out and relinquish the SmackDown Tag Titles, citing Lars for their injury, saying that they busted Jeff's knee. I don't know if it's storyline or if he really did hurt him. It's an easy thing to do where it's all like, okay, I have a hurt knee, let's go out there and do a thing and get the blame on somebody we can move forward with. But at the same time, he had just done a pretty serious match, so it kind of like makes me wonder. This isn't like when Dean Ambrose got attacked by AJ before the match and it hurt his elbow. You know what I mean? And the elbow that was super tied up and almost in a cast. He hurt it. It's broke now. Like, it's not moving, dude. Like, but this was like a serious match, and then at the end that thing happens, and then he's like, my knee. So I don't know.
One, it felt the line where he's like, I can tell you I'm going to be out for a long time.
A long time.
I forgot the word that said that this was, that I was supposed to use, so a long time.
Like, trust me. Long.
Should be an Alistair Black t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just Alistair Black.
Alistair Black. Lars comes out and attacks Matt. Well, Jeff was tying himself up in the ropes.
That's so weird. I can't get
out. Dude, you've been in the ring more than anyone else alive.
And I was watching that. I was like, "What the fuck is he doing there?"
Yeah,
And
I was like, that's
he's
fine.
like,
It's like,
Are you off the wagon again, Jeff?
"Yeah."
It's just don't fit. Oh, sweet. We got the Iron Manzy checking in. Iron Manzy. He's a local legend to me. Whoops. I can't send that. I was just... Never mind. I'm not the best at technology. Anyways. Manzy, good to have you.
Welcome.
Miss you. Hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. Schedule's about to change, so I might have a little more freedom. Let's see, with my Sean O'Hare emote. You've made it more difficult on me. No, Mandy, I can't see anything. I've ruined it. There it is. That's really good. I'm gonna have to screenshot that and get reference from my local Twitch advisor about all the emotes. I'm learning. Let's see though. So we are going over the Hardy Boys on SmackDown, and Jeff being stuck in the ring. R-Truth comes out with a chair. If they're building towards like a big, all right, are you good, Clump? Is that ice really difficult for you this time? Is that ice too cold and stuck together? Is it too frozen?
Thank you.
Wow. For two.
Always a trap. Why do I help?
I do want to work with Manzy. Officially, I've only trained with them. But if they're building towards R-Truth, Lars Sullivan rivalry, I'm not interested in that. unless R-Truth is going over. Then I'd be
Yeah.
like, that's insane. Awesome, let's do it. Or if like R-Truth would challenge him like some kind of crazy ladder match type deal, something where it's like he's the only one doing high spots and Lars is just like. Apart from that, Lars punches the chair out of Truth's hand mid-swing, and it was pretty rad spot.
Yeah.
And then when they played it back slow-mo, you can see that the chair bent.
The bends, yeah.
I was all like, fuck! Yeah. Anything else about that spot? I don't know if they're going with Lars either. I want to see something happen. I feel like we're 3 weeks outside of WrestleMania. We've built a lot of storyline statically at this point. We got 3 things established straight away. Lars established right away. Sami Zayn established right away. And the other one being... maybe I was just thinking of Aleister Black as I'm back and I'm here. And then none of that stuff is moving forward.
Yeah.
You kind of put the game you're playing to wrestle instead of pro wrestling. Oh, shoot. I'll change that up. I don't know if I know how to do that midstream, but I'll definitely change it soon. I got you. I see what you mean. Thanks for the advice there, Iron Manzi. I sent him his first fan art. At least I think it's his first fan art. I drew him on my iPad Pro.
Aw.
Let's see. These are all storylines that are just like they're just pausing. They're just like nothing's going forward. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
But after that, they did announce the Money in the Bank.
Men in Black.
I'm looking at Men in Black. I was like, yeah, it's like the fucking autocorrect is a bitch, man. My Men in Black men's.
They're coming back with another movie.
Did you say Men in Black Men's?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's with a briefcase.
Okay.
They announced Ali, Balor, Andrade, and RKO.
I like me some Orton.
Orton in there is cool. Balor in there is upsetting. It's a waste of the IC. You know, I mean, you have an Intercontinental Champion who came off super dominant in WrestleMania.
But you really want more, don't you? like, like by putting him in there, it kind of devalues the IC belt.
Yeah, I want to see somebody want that.
Yeah.
You're telling me nobody wants it? Like, he doesn't have a challenger because no one cares.
Yep.
And that's just upsetting. You want that belt to look like something where it's like, everyone needs this. How do I don't care about Money in the Bank. I want that championship.
Balor versus Aleister Black.
That could make sense and
That'd
give
be
them
great.
both something to do.
Yeah.
Balor and Bray have unfinished business.
Mojo,
You know?
coming for the IC. There's a lot of ways you can defend that belt without putting him in a match with 8 other people, 7 other people. Ali, I think, will be cool in there.
You don't want Balor 2 belts?
I mean, if you want it, that'd be interesting, but it just feels like because they did this, they've done that before. They did it with Miz last year, right? Miz was the IC and he was in it. I just always get annoyed when they put a current.
No, I think you were
title
thinking Elimination Chamber with
Oh.
Miz.
I think he did that too. I think he's done both.
Oh, did he?
They should make it a rule like if you go into a title match, or a match that has a stipulation like this, you have to give up your belt, vacate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the rules are important around here. Rules are this is what the show lives off of are the rules.
WWE
Yeah.
and their continuity.
Yeah, their rules are pretty fucking important.
Everyone follows them.
Well, if they only made a rule, then people would stop cheating. There's just not a rule against it. That's what you sound like to me.
That's fair.
This is why I have to drink.
You didn't
Yeah.
label place.
Yeah, we're trying to get sponsors. Or cease and desist. I think either way I'd be happy.
Yeah.
If they
Either way,
shock
we're
me-
getting noticed.
Yeah, as long as they tell me either, look, knock it off or we'll sue, or they say, here's a free bottle, I feel like that's a win.
Something you can frame.
Yeah.
I could frame either of them.
As long as it's signed.
Yep, signed by Johnny Walker himself.
Yeah.
I need an ice cube, and I'm not giving you my glass. You've seen how you are with things like, liquids. One single ice cube clump. One ice cube. It's a whole, you have a bucket of ice cubes in front of you.
He's going to stab you with those tongs.
Out of these 4, Ali, Balor, Andrade, RKO, who would you want to see with the old briefcase?
I don't know. I think Orton with his mind games would be cool, but it's Orton's. I know everyone's sick of him.
He's the only one that makes a lot of sense to me in that one. Andrade, I could see it because
As long as Zelina bedazzles it.
yeah, like I mean they could do stuff with it, and I see that they could work with it, and it would give Andrade a reason at the title. But also, again, you have a champion who all you had to do was ask. You know what I mean? Like we have a champion where you don't need trickery to get a title shot. You can literally ask any of our champions for a title shot, and they're all super faces. They're all like, "Oh yeah, if you want a title shot, just come."
Well, see, I think, unlike last year, going into this one, this Money in the Bank, I could see, once again, them holding the briefcase for an
long time.
extended period of time.
I could see that too for sure.
Like the Carmella or the Edge, like right up almost to WrestleMania.
That's true, because I
Seth.
guess in the past, with most Money in the Banks, it's like, okay, this is who that person would go against. But right now, it feels like you hold it long enough, and I could see Kofi not being a champion in a year.
Yeah.
I could see Seth not being the champion in a year. Where previously, the champions felt like, oh, this is going to be a while. Like a AJ and a Roman was like, okay, they're going to hold it for a long time, and how do you get someone in on there? Both of them feel like, although they both feel like great, credible champions, they both also feel beatable.
Yeah.
Anyone could take it. I hope they constantly overcome, but it always feels like overcoming when they win. So I guess that's true too. Maybe we're setting up for something in 6-7 months.
Or even, who was it? Wasn't it Kennedy and somebody that he won the Money in the Bank, but then lost the briefcase
That
in
was
a match
Kennedy
too?
against Edge.
Edge, yeah.
He put it up against Edge, and then Edge.
I mean,
won.
I can see something like that happen too.
Yeah, and that's what I was really hoping last year when KO was trying to take the briefcase from Braun.
Yeah.
I was like, what a cool way.
Taking it without trying to take it, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that would have been awesome, and then they
Because wasn't there a cage match? And it
Well,
wasn't
it
on
was-
the line, right?
No, it was with Braun. It was if he lost for any reason,
Oh yeah. That's what it
any
was.
reason at all, he loses the briefcase. So any kind of DQ, any count, anything, he lost the briefcase, and then of course he wins.
And where was Sammy?
Yeah, where the fuck is
Sammy
Sammy, man?
Hey KO. Whap.
Oh, that's a really good call out. Stackhouse says if Andrade won the Money in the Bank contract and immediately cashed in on Finn Balor, that could be, for one, I think a first of a cash in on not the main title, and immediately give the IC title more credibility. That could be wild.
Yeah.
Literally just pulls it down, hits Finn with it. And
Yeah, hits it with Finn.
That
and
would be
goes to the
cool.
ref. I'm cashing it in right now. What? I'm cashing it in for that. And then Zelina has to interpret, obviously.
I want the bill. No. I want the bill.
You
now.
want to learn how he... I was like, what?
That,
Yeah, the learn something bit. I was like, what? Leave?
was weird.
You want to lose something?
I have
But that was-
all respect for you.
Yeah.
that was funny with Orton.
Yeah, Orton looked confused
When-
too.
Well, he turns to the crowd and he goes, "What did he say?"
Yeah,
And it was like,
yeah. And then as he kept talking, because Michelle was like, "What was he saying?" I was like, Stop, I'm trying to figure it out.
I knew what he
puzzle
was.
right now.
I knew what he was saying because
Yeah.
his goddamn subtitles were on.
Oh, they were on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you could get your subtitles on.
I learned you.
I'm trying to crack this puzzle. Give me a second. And I was like, "Oh, he said learn." Sort of.
Damn it, Clump.
Yeah. Clump.
Producer.
What are you producing? But gas. What? What? Unless the mic picked it up. We get sound check. Sound check on
I
that.
want to hear that in the street.
Yeah, but it could have come from any mic. No one knows. It could have been you again.
You're.
He knows. I'll put on a subtitle there.
You will. Something will clump for you, definitely.
If Clump didn't fart, would I have written this down? Well, and after that, Kairi Sane and Asuka come out in the most confusing multiple personality disorder entrance I've seen ever. Where it literally cut from one song to the other song and back to the... And it was giving me anxiety. I thought it was a bit rough. I was all like, stop, just pick one, please.
It was a mashup.
Yeah. It was switching between Asuka and Kairi. I described the entrance as being a fucking mess. And they had a match against a couple of jobbers.
Which was weird. I thought that was really weird.
Really weird. They also put the Iconics on commentary, which was absolutely brutal. And I almost muted it for a while because I was like, I don't know how much of this I can fucking keep listening to.
My kids were asleep in the other room, and I had to turn it down. I was afraid one of them was going to wake up in the nightmare.
shrill.
Yeah.
And then the match was actually pretty good. And the jobbers actually looked much better than the Iconics have in the past several weeks. I was actually... They looked way better. I do like that after the match, as soon as the Iconics step away, Saxon immediately asks anyone if they have an Advil or aspirin or something. As soon as they're off, so somebody got an aspirin. Oh, that was pretty funny. But yeah, the jobbers were actually far more interesting than anyone else in the match and performed way better than the Iconics have in months, honestly. Kind of a bummer. Kind of cool for the jobbers, but kind of a bummer. Anything after? I mean, the match otherwise was good. I was really surprised as far as having a jobber match.
Yeah, I was more surprised. Hey, we have jobbers again.
And it was actually a good match, which was the other thing, because the Iconics have been having shitty matches with people on the roster, and here were Kairi and Asuka having a good match with two local talent.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was really cool to see jobbers used in a way that wasn't just a squash. We are very used to jobbers coming in and not getting in any hits at all, and this was different and interesting.
Very comic book like.
Yeah.
When they perform, like, oh
yeah.
You know, so.
There's that one classic, to me it's classic at least, the Bludgeon Brothers, where they're doing like a power bomb on a dude.
And he squeals.
I watched it on repeat and cried. And cried. It was amazing because he goes up and you see him like, and as soon as he gets to the top, he's like, and then slam down. I felt like that could have easily been mine and Iron Man's boy, Johnny Suave. It seemed like a very suave noise to make to me. I don't know why. But yeah, that's typically what we get. And see, after that, Sonya gave Mandy Rose her spot in the Money in the Bank match. As they came over and, only one of us can get in. Should be you, and should be you. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was an okay promo. It didn't feel like it was leading to anything. I felt like it could have felt like it was leading to something.
I just think it's at least a way to explain why Mandy was in it and not Sonya.
Okay.
Whereas most of the time they'll just be like, "Oh, Mandy's here," you know, and at least they had something.
Yeah.
You know, that seemed more of like a
yeah.
.com exclusive.
That's true.
Instead of, you know, putting it on air, but, you know, I was okay with it. It's just, you know.
Yeah. No, it didn't bother me. I just didn't know why it was there. And that kind of makes sense. Because otherwise, then, she gets put in the match and, what'd Sonya think about this? Well, I bet Sonya's upset. And now that just crushes that.
Yeah.
It's gone. She's in the match
okay
because Sonya's cool with it. And so that's what's happening.
The other weird bit, there wasn't no qualifying matches like previous years.
None. Not a single qualifying match in this whole thing, which I think also does a disservice for everyone not in the match, right? Because you get 4-on-4,
Because you can
essentially.
showcase people that aren't...
An additional 8 superstars could have had a little bit of airtime.
Well, 16 for men and women.
Sure, that mouth sounds
That
good.
would have made the show less long.
It would have made it feel like it was moving. It would have. I mean, we're 3 weeks out when we.
But
already know who it is.
even in previous years, they broke it up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, 2 matches on Raw, 2 matches on SmackDown, and then next week 2 more.
Yeah,
You know,
2
to
more.
fill out the field. This one, they just, you know,
just
Alexa
let it go.
goes out there and just reads off a cue card. And it's this guy, and this guy, and this guy. And,
Clearly, we're not putting Rey Mysterio in this.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I felt really weird about that too. I felt like that's exactly how you get guys like Alistair and Mojo and the Riot Squad on a show seeming relevant right after the shakeup, where it's big news they made it here and now we're not utilizing them, they could have lost a qualifying match, and then they would at least have been in the story of how we got to Money in the Bank. So yeah, I thought it was really shitty as well that they didn't have anything for it as far as qualifying matches. It was also surprising that they did no qualifying matches on either one, because what was it last year? The Raw stars were immediately put in, but the SmackDown ones had to qualify, and it was like that was the big confusing thing. Where it's like, why is one not the other? So at least there was consistency this time, where they're like, we're just gonna decide based off nothing. All right.
Well, it's based on something Vince.
They could have at least done the old Royal Rumble bingo ball thing. Yes or no?
I do too.
I miss like the bingo ball or the draft lottery, where it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah. They'll do the short straw thing or something. I don't know.
I always remember Demolition when they did the Rumble, and then one of them grabs it and looks at it, and the other one grabs it and like, oh, it's going to be a long night, you know. And then he found out they got 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. And for whatever reason, they beat the shit out of each other until the
Yeah.
third person came out.
I'd have just chilled.
Yeah, just sat up against the ropes.
Yeah.
and-
No, what do you say? Yeah. Pull an old Big Show where he smoked in the ring. Let's see. After that, Roman comes out to say 2 lines. I'm still the big dog, and SmackDown Live is my yard now. And then Shane McMahon comes out to give an entire promo and makes a handicap match of the B Team versus Roman with special guest referee enforcer Elias.
Which that kept annoying me. What is a special guest referee enforcer?
He enforces the referee specialities.
Well, see, I thought it was confusing to me as well, because I thought they announced that he was going to be the ref.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. He comes out in the ref
Oh, yeah.
tank top, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And then he's on the outside. I was like, and then I see a ref on the inside when they come back, and I'm like,
Fuck
and
is
they're,
this?
yeah, they're like special enforcer, and I'm like,
Yeah.
just make him the ref.
I actually had to add dash enforcer after I wrote the other bit. So I was like, oh, special guest referee Elias. And I was like, nope, it's
Dash.
different now.
Yeah.
Apparently it's different. But yeah, I was confused and a little annoyed. It seemed unnecessary to have a ref and an enforcer ref.
And the B
And
team.
the enforcer ref didn't seem like he could count, or did he try to count once? He did.
Yeah,
He counted
yeah.
once. So
But that was weird too. I forgot who was pinning Roman,
Yeah.
and he gives like a little bit of a speed up count,
But not
it
much.
wasn't like a
yeah, it
You
wasn't
know,
like a low one. It was
yeah.
like 1, 2, like yeah.
yeah,
I felt
and
a
then
little,
kick out, and it was like
Yeah,
match is
shot
over.
and
You
shoot,
could have just
man.
yeah.
Yeah. Roman
the other
did
thing-
win-
Going back to the B team coming over, when's the shakeup gonna end?
Not this month.
Yeah, like
after Backlash.
yeah,
Okay, we finally got it figured out. Oh, wait, fuck.
Yeah.
it's so weird, you know.
Shake-up still in effect.
Yeah, shakeup's still in effect, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
are we gonna get noticed when it's over?
Yeah.
Are they gonna move at least, you know, make it semi-interesting and move people back and forth?
Or yeah, well, yeah. I mean, something. I feel like otherwise, why wouldn't you just announce where everyone is, and then instead of saying the shakeup's still in effect, say B team first time showing up on SmackDown since they came over on the shakeup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you just announced they were there 3 weeks ago, it feels like they're just not sure yet. It feels like they're still pinning it in.
I think we don't know who their staff is.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, we got these 2 guys.
Yeah, they
They're on
walked in. Which
payroll.
show are we on? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you
Yeah.
about that. Do we move? Yeah. From
Yeah.
I'm on Raw. Then to SmackDown. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on SmackDown. Good call, guys.
You fly out Sundays or Mondays?
Yeah. It does feel a lot like they're just trying to figure out what the hell is happening back there. After that, let's see, the match. Roman won after about 15 minutes of a beatdown. He was getting beat the fuck down by the B team and Elias, and then he does 3 moves and he goes ahead and wins. It's another shitty Roman match, and guys,
It's a Roman match.
Fucking,
You want to root for the guy,
I
but
want to
it's
root
hard.
for him.
It's hard.
It's so tough when he puts on matches where he just gets his ass kicked forever and then does 3 moves and he goes, well, that's all I had to do the whole time.
It's
Why'd you
it's,
start with that?
it's a big brother playing a little brother on PlayStation.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you're kicking my ass, you're kicking my ass. No, you're not. up, down.
Okay, let's get
Or
serious.
the
Yeah.
other one where it's like, I'm beating you, and then your little brother starts crying. I go, all right, I'll let you win.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
yours,
yeah.
move.
Go ahead.
All right, there you go. You won. You won.
I didn't
won.
see
okay,
that.
Yeah, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't see that Superman punch come out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah, it definitely feels a lot like that. After that, the show Firefly Funhouse again. They do cut to the audience a couple times on that one. Still excited about that one. Still excited.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure where the hell you go with it. I don't know that Twitter's the answer, dude. I just don't feel it. I don't feel like you go, remember what I was saying on Twitter, Bray? I don't feel like that makes you suddenly in the Funhouse.
Yeah.
But maybe it is. After that, we get Ali and Balor. I will say, halfway through this show, by the 1 hour mark, literally everything they had announced that we would be seeing tonight was already on the air. I didn't know what was supposed to happen last hour. I don't know why I was still watching.
Yeah.
We actually had to discuss, should we keep watching this? Because it didn't seem like there was a point to it.
Reading to the point where I'm forgetting it. I watched it today.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, what else could have happened?
Yeah.
It gets really slow after the first hour, which is really crazy for a 2 hour show. For the past several years,
3 hour show.
SmackDown is 2.
Oh shit! God, it feels long.
Oh my god.
I thought it was 3.
It took you 3 hours to
Took you
watch
3
the
hours to get
2
through it.
Yeah. Damn, it feels long.
Historically, SmackDown's been such an easy watch where it's almost like, fuck, I can't believe it's about to end. It's so high paced and so good and going. And then this week was all like, all right, 45 minutes in, and I feel done.
Yeah.
I feel like you showed me everything I came to see. I feel like I got my money's worth. I'm ready to leave.
Put your cards on the table, and that was it.
Yeah, you did it. You did everything I wanted right away, and I don't understand why you expect me to stay. Not a surprised reading that the ratings this week were actually the lowest they have been ever. They were record lows.
Ever?
I don't even know ever, but it said record lows.
Really?
So I don't know what the record was previous to that. It sounded like 2.0 was their last record. This was 1.8. And last year's same show was 2.4. So it said it was a record low for SmackDown. But I'm not surprised.
No.
Everything you advertised was in the first hour. We had to fight to think, should we stay and watch it? Because it was 100%. I thought, you know what, this last hour, maybe I can just watch tomorrow, whatever. I don't care. Also felt like, do I even care to watch it? But ultimately, it was like, you know what? We do this show, and if I don't know half the show because I didn't tune in, I would look like an idiot. I'm gonna look like a clump.
Yeah, blaming on him.
Boris Clump.
SmackDown.
3 hours.
3 hours long.
After that, we get Ali and Balor against Andrade and RKO. Zelina cut 2 lines and then gave the mic to Andrade, and I don't know why.
I have no respect for you. I have no respect for you.
Yeah, he had a really
It's
hard
because
time.
Sunday Cinco de Mayo.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's true. Balor and Ali get the win, and RKO gets Balor with an RKO, and Ali kicks RKO out of the ring, and that's kind of how that match ended. It was good otherwise, but I don't remember thinking it was remarkable.
No, it was, it was good. I would have preferred Orton hitting Andrade with the RKO. Because after he, I'm going to teach you something,
Oh yeah, that'd have been cool. It would have been a lot more of like, whoa, shit. Yeah, that's true.
But then it would have failed, on the other hand, just like Raw, with McIntyre turning on Corbin, leaving the match.
Yeah, but they have more of a history working together where RKO's, the lone wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a viper.
Lone wolf.
Did I send you the picture of Izzy killing that snake?
No.
Oh, God.
Let me see.
Dog killed that
After that,
snake
Ember
yesterday.
Moon got announced for Money in the Bank, and Carmella cut a promo saying she's also in Money in the Bank. And they do hint at Ellsworth, which I thought was kind of funny. Because she was like, I technically won both first Money in the Banks and secondly first Money in the Bank. And Ember's all like, didn't literally someone else move up the thing? Jesus.
Yeah. The dog killed that snake yesterday.
Go team.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
it's better that he found it than Nash.
Good job, Izzy.
Yeah. So I did think that was funny where she's like, no, you don't need to talk about anyone
Yeah.
else. Just know that I won it. So I thought that was kind of funny that they did bring that up. But yeah, I'm okay with both of them being in it. It doesn't bother me. So with Mandy Rose, Bailey, Ember, and Carmella out of that group of 4, who would you like to see go for it?
I'm pulling for either Ember or Bailey.
Ember or Bailey.
Yeah, I'm feeling Bailey just because Ember's still so new there. I want to see her character develop and build a storyline. With Bailey, she's definitely giving us more of an edge and a grit. I feel like she could have a cool moment or a cool run with that Money in the Bank. I'm here for new opportunities, and now I'm deciding those opportunities.
See, and I wouldn't even be pissed off if Charlotte going second wins and Bailey cashes in that night.
On Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's cool. That'd be cool. So Charlotte doesn't even get to hold it.
Or even, even if Bailey or Becky wins. And like I said before,
We got
like a
unfinished
3-match.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 matches in one night and
I
then
can
if
see
Becky retains too, that'd be even bigger for Becky.
That would be. Now, I do feel like if Bailey wins, I think it'd also be a cool moment because Bailey is still ultimately a face. If Becky did win both matches and she's out there all like, "Eh," and Bailey comes out and does a stare down from the ramp, and Becky's like, "Fuck it, do it. Let's do a third match," and Bailey's just all like, "Nah." On my time, and walks out. That could be a cool moment too, where it's the stare down of like, I could, and you're weak. I don't even want you like this. You know what I mean? And walk off and be like, oh, Bailey thinks she's tough shit. Like that could be a cool moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's no surprise I'm rooting for Bailey here. We particularly cleverly point the cameras towards my non-Bailey wall, but I do think that Bailey could do some really cool stuff with that more so than more so the other characters right now where they're at storyline wise.
I could see if Ember won it though, it would be a thing where we could build her up because we haven't done anything with her on the main roster really.
It changed almost everything with Carmella. For sure, it can actually change your character to being something that is relevant. And Ember is money. Ember Mooney.
What?
So like Ember Moon with like Ember Money. Yeah.
When you said Mooney, I thought Sean.
Yeah, it's like Sean Mooney. But Ember Mooney. And then Sean can come out and manage her.
That'd be a good podcast too. Ember Mooney, like an Ember Moon Sean Mooney podcast.
The two of them just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Mooney
She
on
plays a
Mooney.
lot. I mean, Mooney's already got a podcast.
Yeah, well,
It's really good. I'm a Patreon member. Ember Moon plays D&D on Up Up Down Down. But she also plays a ton of D&D outside of that. Ember Moon's a pretty cool personality outside.
But I think storyline wise, Mandy Rose, it could be interesting.
Yes. She could.
I think it could be see where she goes with it, see how she, holding it a while type of thing. And then even her and Sonya.
Arguing over it.
Yeah. Well, you only got that because I let you,
Yeah.
this is, mine as much as it is yours.
Yeah.
This and that,
I can see that. Or if you win it, you owe me.
Mm-hmm.
She does cash in. You only got that belt because I let you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you couldn't have beat me, and that's why I gave you it.
Unless they go for the tag titles with the
what
Money in
tag
the
titles?
Bank. The women's tag titles
Ooh.
with Money in the Bank.
For what?
Mandy Rose wins it, goes in
And cashes it in on the Iconics?
Iconics with
I
Sonya
mean, anything to
Deville.
get them off of the Iconics.
only give them one belt.
Yeah, they only get one of them. Going for the left one.
New tag titles.
Yeah.
Mandy Rose and Peyton Royce.
Oh, dude, on NXT UK, Walter's still carrying around Pete Dunne side plates. Yeah. I was like, oh, shit.
What you mean? He just drags out Pete Dunne.
Yeah, he's just dragging him. Get out of here, you
Yeah.
schlub.
I don't like being up here, Walter.
Actually, you should watch the Walter Devlin match that was this week.
Mhm.
It was crazy.
Was it?
It was really good. And the end was awesome. Walter's pin made me actually go, oh, shit.
Well, you just ruined it for me. Now I know who wins.
I mean, of course he wins. He still has the belt.
Just kidding.
Let's
Walter's
see.
not losing anything.
Yeah.
After that, we have the KO show, where KO cuts a promo on Woods, and Big E with
Makes
his
an
leg wrapped
appearance.
up. We got him to show up for this one too. We know people.
Made a few phone calls.
He cuts the promo on the battle pack, and then Kofi comes out with really high intensity and gives KO a beatdown, who runs out into the crowd, and the show ends there. I think it showed Kofi in a really cool, intense way.
Mm-hmm.
A really nice beatdown.
Pissed
showing
off
pissed
and-
off, edgy. It's good because I remember some of the backlash with him winning it. People were saying he's not going to be able to maintain credibility with the title if he's coming out dancing, throwing out pancakes, and goofing off the whole time. There's a certain point where he's going to have to flip to be more serious to seem like, come fuck with me. And I feel like that's what he's doing. But I feel like he's also balancing it well. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's still able to come out that way, and then, all jokes aside, I can beat the shit out of you, dude. You know what I mean?
No, they've done well. Like even New Day have done this for a long time. All three of them, when they were competing for belts, like they were silly, but they never did a bad match. You know?
Yeah.
They balanced it well, so I think it's good.
I think it's gonna be really good, KO and Kofi. I'm excited for that. That's ultimately what they were saying throughout those promos, which we didn't actually bring up, was that challenged KO for the title, put his own title on the line essentially for a match against KO, and KO accepted. Not surprisingly, I think it'll be a great match.
Yeah.
I think really good. I don't know how you go wrong with it.
Yeah.
I don't know where you go with it, but I'm happy to see, happy to go along.
I think it's just a notch under Kofi's belt for retaining.
I'm okay with that. I'm happy
Yeah.
if it is. If KO won it, I don't have a big problem with that either, to be honest. I'd like to see a long reign with Kofi. It doesn't have to be a year, but I want to see a few months. I'd like to see him hold on to it at least through SummerSlam.
Summer, yeah.
But if not, it's also, I'm happy we got what we got from Kofi. I feel like he's already made a huge impact in a short time. But that was it for WWE. What happened with AEW this week?
AEW.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the show, guys. See ya.
How many shirts came out this week?
Didn't see any new ones.
No new ones?
Yeah.
How about that Mox video?
That was really cool. That was the coolest thing for me this week.
Yeah, John Moxley making a return.
Awesome.
I want to see, well, a return to the internet, right? Because that wasn't his Dean Ambrose profile turned John Moxley. That was his old John Moxley Twitter profile
Back to life.
turning back on. And someone actually made a really cool tweet that was funny, where it's all like, this fucking dude remembered a password from 7 years ago and put out a Hollywood production.
Yeah.
One.
I was like, yeah.
The only thing that got me was I saw a bunch of people comment on it where supposedly it was shot in Hollywood, and he walks by the Viper Room, and their logo has 2 dice. And it,
Oh. That was fun. What? I told you guys, you gave him pepperoni. What do you think was going to happen?
his mic's muted.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Wait, am I?
No.
So
Balls. Yeah, I'm not.
so anyway, so a bunch of people were like, "Oh, they're, he's going to be at Double or Nothing because
On the
the
25th.
dice, this and that, and the dice showed 2 and 5, which is the day of the show."
Yeah.
That would be cool.
And, but I was like, man, people are just reading way too much into this. It could have been, a sign in the background, and he walks in front of like a Viagra sign. And be like, oh, he's
It's
got a
hard for
money.
AEW.
Yeah,
It's hard for
exactly.
AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool. I would like to see him go somewhere where he could really be used, because I don't see him going to CZW again.
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I just really don't want him to, because the whole promo was him with that barbed wire wrapped around his hand. I don't want to see him become super heavily involved in death matches again.
I don't want him in CZW. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a deathmatch Moxley. I'm not against him having occasional hardcore matches, because it does come from where he's from and all of that, and he is a dude who's not afraid of any of that shit and likes to prove it. But I just don't think it's necessary the way that they go about it. And I don't think it tells the story that they think it tells. I just never feel like that. I walk out of seeing a death match and feel like, oh, they told a great story there, and that brutality was necessary to get there. I will say the death matches that I've seen locally have been done actually really smart, with minimal blood, a bunch of creative weapons. Most of the cuts are blading. Like, they're not even actually being cut by the weapons they're using. It's actually really clever, intense looking matches. So at the end of it, you think, yeah, they actually did that a really safe way.
Yeah.
Where a lot of these death matches with the light bulbs and shit, you're actually getting really close to seriously killing someone or losing an appendage, which is completely unnecessary for the storytelling that we're telling, right?
One promotion. The thing I always think back to with CZW where he used to go is there's a match I remember where guy has a weed eater and he hits another dude in the stomach with it, like, oh fuck no, because he's hitting him with the.
Oh.
Which it's not as bad. It's not gonna like kill you, but shit, that looks bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it's necessary.
No.
I don't think we're telling a story that we need to. I think that the old death matches and the hardcore and the ECW, that was during a time when the industry was trying to hold on to kayfabe and trying to show a legitimacy
We know it's not.
that we're over.
Yeah.
We're over it as fans, and no one's trying to hold on to that. But it seems like there's a small sect of fans that want the train wreck because they're just not nice people.
There's the people that watch NASCAR for the
For the
car
wreck.
wrecks, the hockey for the fights, and
Miss
yeah.
chair shots to the head. Miss.
Yeah, they go, yeah, I miss those. I miss seeing someone have a concussion. I wish I could find, footage of these horrible accidents. Like, if you're bloodlusting, you're not looking for good storytelling. And the people who feed into that as well, thinking that it made people hardcore and real. And, oh, I want to be a hardcore legend. It doesn't mean today what it used to mean, man. And that's my only concern about Moxley is I'm so excited to see him do what exactly he wants to do. I'm excited to see what that means. I'm afraid of him giving legitimacy to a thing that doesn't need it. You know what I mean? Giving validity to a type of storytelling that isn't necessary to get the same result. And that's my fear. But what if he goes in there and changes the whole thing? What if we no longer see light bulbs? We just see, like I said, clever weapons. That could be cool too.
Yeah. I mean, the video that he came out with was obviously produced well,
Yeah.
like really well. And, like I said, you have people speculating, oh no, this is just WWE. He's coming back as a different character type of thing,
cool.
which would be awesome. But I just don't think, I would love to see that, but I just don't think the blood, especially at the end where it's dripping, on the pavement or whatever that was.
Yeah.
I don't see WWE doing that
Piss
anymore.
initial. I was like, that's weird. That's weird.
What? Why do you think he pees and drips? Like a thick drip.
Maybe he peed
Dude,
already.
how do you pee?
Like, it's like last take.
Are you
Wop.
ill? Oh, I saw that thick, viscous drip, and I go, he's peeing. I saw that shade of red, and I went, pee. Everyone's pee is that red. That
Definitely
much I
pee.
know.
Definitely pee.
Definitely pee, once I saw how red it was. You're unhealthy, Clive.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But like I said,
If he comes back as Moxley for WWE, I think it'd be awesome.
I
The thing
think
is
it
this,
would be.
the barbed wire in the blood didn't look like he'd cut himself to
No.
make him bleed. It
No.
looked like blood was poured on.
Yeah.
It looked like a Hollywood production blood, which is cool. That's
Yeah.
fine. I could see them bringing back Moxley because they are getting a little more edgy on stuff, and I could see them doing hardcore matches and not doing the blading still. You know what I mean? I could see him just being like, I want to bring back hardcore matches to the WWE and letting it be more of a
Yeah.
thing. I don't know, but I mean that's maybe a dream for us that we just want Moxley in the WWE to be sick.
Comes back with the hardcore belt.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He just finds it even more haggard and shitty.
Survivor Series.
Yeah.
When Santa Claus comes out, it's Mankind, Mick Foley.
And he gives the hardcore belt out to Moxley.
Yeah, to a fan,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's Moxley.
And it makes, I could see that because it's very weird that they did all these things for him leaving.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
you've never
Immediately
seen.
coming out, it's like,
Yeah.
It's true. They did a whole lot of goodbye Dean Ambrose. This is the last you're going to see of Dean Ambrose. This is the last time you're going to see the Shield because Dean Ambrose is gone. If all of a sudden it's like, that's not Dean, guys. That's John Moxley. Then you have oh, shit.
Yeah.
no.
We've got two faces of Ambrose.
And he did break out the asylum, and he did use imagery for it, which
Yeah. A lot of breaking out of the prison stuff. Him breaking out in the Dean Ambrose wife beater and jeans. And then when he got out, was wearing other jeans and hoodie. Like, yeah, he definitely I'm breaking out of this Dean Ambrose character and into something else.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it wouldn't shock me. I hadn't really thought about that if he was just going to come back to WWE that way. I don't think I want Moxley in AEW. I know part of it is also that
Well, we still don't know what AEW is.
I think that's a huge part of it. Is
That's-
AEW is nothing right now.
Yeah. And after seeing the Moxley video and hearing that AEW's coming to terms with a cable company for a weekly show.
Potentially not till September.
Yeah. Well, that's what, that's the goal. But I started thinking about it and I was like, well, how great would it be if AEW was on HBO or Cinemax?
No, they can do whatever they want. Stop making
Dude,
Siri
I
go,
didn't
dude.
say shit. I said Cinemax.
No.
Do you like watch Cinemax that much?
Yeah, I
Especially
know.
after like 9?
Yeah.
Is that what we call her now?
It's after 9 o'clock.
Hey, Cinemax?
You want your
Mhm.
Skinemax on?
It's- Mhm. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think one
But AEW on like a show like that would be cool. There's cussing. There's
Even Netflix got away with that shit, right? With
Well,
Lucha Underground?
well, that was El Rey, but yeah, exactly. I liked
That's true.
it was yeah.
I thought it was a Netflix special. So it's okay.
No, it's some other channel. But like having it was cool because it was more edgy and it would do things that were crazier. And I like that. There's a space where you can make wrestling where it's for adults and doesn't have to be for kids and
Yeah.
adults. Yeah.
100%.
and AEW has already stated that they want to be an alternative.
Yeah.
So put it on HBO. Game of Thrones is over Sunday nights. Let's go.
I don't know if that would be the same.
No, I'm just
kind
kidding.
of case.
I know.
you would do that.
but like I said, the hardcore matches where blood's
Yeah.
not a big deal. Cussing's no problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you got two sides to that, right? So you're such a fresh company, you need the most viewers now.
Mm-hmm.
Isolating yourself early and saying this is who we are, I think that's part of the problem why ECW never got off the ground.
Yeah, but the problem is too is that AEW is already saying we're not that. We're not that.
We're not them.
We
We are an
don't want
alternative.
established stars.
But
even
they
though
want
went and
viewers.
got
And
Chris
if you
Jericho.
alienate all your viewers straight away,
Yeah.
or a huge chunk of them, because right now your fan base is coming from a WWE world.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to appeal to them at all, who are you farming for viewership? Because if you want to maintain mainstream for a long period of time, HBO, Showtime, whatever, you need a huge chunk of WWE's audience to tune in. You just need them. Because they're the ones who are spending that money. And they're the ones who are invested that much every week. You're not going to find a bunch of people who don't watch WWE at all,
But-
who are only willing to watch AEW.
But at the same time, what was it? All in it was what $90 for a pay per view. They already think that they're
I think you're
top.
Well, but you got the whole weekend and all this stuff too with it. Well, which you were buying that, but yeah.
StarCast is 60. They haven't announced what it's going to be to get Double or Nothing.
Well, and you also got if you had an NJPW World, you got it for $10.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, NJP, not anymore, but with All In because All In was co-branded with ROH, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
All In was on that. Now it was also on NJPW World, which NJPW World is the most frustrating goddamn application to use in English.
Because you don't click over translate. I
No,
used
no,
to
no.
hear all the time. I have your login still. I do things.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Got rid of that.
Yeah.
Well, it was hard to like find older.
Oh yeah,
That's what he means. Like, because it's like, okay, well, I didn't watch it this weekend. Cool, I'm gonna watch it. Well, they've done 20 shows this weekend. Like, okay, fucking
Yeah, well,
fun the
goddamn
goddamn thing.
Yeah. I will say though that the only reason I didn't watch All In was because how expensive it was going to be for me to watch it. And I thought, you guys have not established to me enough for me to invest that much. It's not that I didn't want to see it or was unwilling to see it, but for that price, I expect to be there. Like, you guys are asking for an awful lot.
Well, it's the same as Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing sounds like
As
a
of right
pricey.
now, it's probably cheaper just to go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already driving up there if you guys need a ride.
Yeah.
Got the time off.
Sierra wouldn't mind. It's her birthday. She'll
She'd
understand.
like the time away from you. That's a gift.
Yeah, exactly. There's the gift on you. I'm going to wrestling.
Yeah. I'm going to Vegas. You're welcome. Apart from that, the only other thing. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with Moxley. You showed a picture to me. Are you sure that came from today? What was the source? Where he had shaved his entire beard? Because in the video he had the beard still. And this, he showed me a picture where I don't know where it came from, but he's like, this was taken supposedly today, and he was relatively clean shaven, which, so was John Moxley. So I could see him being like, this is all gotta go. I hope he wears a long hair wig until he grows it out. That'll be good. But apart from that, the only other thing I know of on AEW was the Cody Rhodes response to Dustin Rhodes promo that happened this week, episode 14 of The Road to Double or Nothing.
Which I liked. I know you
I
did.
didn't see it. I know I was told to watch it.
What the fuck, dude? I sent it to you when it came out.
You're
the resident AEW consultant and correspondent.
I'm an expert on nothing right now.
You can't
Exactly.
even find a picture of one dude
I'll
who's
try.
famous.
Not that famous.
Sierra said that she would be pretty upset or happy. What was that? Yes, be gone with you. Yeah, she wants you gone. All right, Sierra, I'll take him out of here. And my gift to you is I'll get rid of him.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Just knock on the door that morning. Happy birthday, Sierra. Just pull you right out of the house.
We'll have our own booth at StarCast. Come see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And check us out.
We'll be at the Best Western down the strip.
Down the strip. We'll be out front,
Yeah.
propped up.
Poolside.
So wait, you didn't watch the promo? Yeah, that. Yeah, I guess that looks like it could be today. The hair looks a little long for it.
What's it?
No.
Go work reverse.
It looks like gore.
Coworker.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will say, I wasn't as impressed with the promo as I wanted to be.
It's overly produced.
Heavily produced. It seemed incredibly scripted. Seemed incredibly rehearsed. Felt like that was take 400. It just
Cube.
it didn't feel anywhere near to me as natural and as you. It's a fucking ice cube, dude. Just give it to him. Give me one. I need one. As long as you're gonna give it.
I need one more. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Did
kidding.
you need any more? I think you're just good with what you got.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
It felt super, super produced, and Dustin Rhodes, the natural, seemed natural. It seemed like an honest conversation. Hey, come on down to my ranch. We're gonna have a steak.
It was
We're
like
gonna talk.
behind the scenes like.
Yeah, it felt
And
like.
and he was in and out of kayfabe, which I told you before.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
but then,
But watching the Cody one actually got me more excited for Double or Nothing than
which the
the
opposite
Dustin
happened to
one.
me. The Dustin one made me super excited. The Cody one made me go, oh shit, is this what we're getting? Highly overproduced, super choreographed stuff. Or are we gonna get like a real, honest, like competition
Well, that
feeling?
could play into the characters.
Yeah.
Cody is the executive vice president.
Yeah.
Cody is kind of
the face of the
a
franchise.
face and pompous and would we come off as someone who would overdo that.
Yeah, and I kind of said that too, that I could see that. I also was describing it as like overwrought. It felt like it got rewritten 100 times. It felt like instead of this word, I'm going to use this word. This word sounds more complex than this word. It'll make me sound even smarter. Like it just felt like that. The way he described shooting a gun felt like too many steps.
Did you go
I didn't go back to find out. I can't remember if he said that he pulled back the
the hammer
hammer
and then pulled back
and then
the
pulled
slide?
Like I felt like he had, like
Yeah,
at first,
exactly.
yeah. I was all like,
Slide and
yeah. But I wanted to go back.
like
He's got two guns.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know.
But-
I didn't go back to listen, and I don't want to say that he said that if I didn't double check. I didn't double check, but it's kind of the feeling I got afterwards was like, does he know how to go?
The thing that got me with the interview was he said he wasn't there to kill his brother. He
Well,
was
he doesn't know how to use a gun, so no.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, sure.
He said he was there to kill the Attitude Era.
Yeah, and I thought that
Yeah,
was good.
exactly. And that's what kind of got that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that tickled me, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hello."
Except here was the other bit: is he started saying, "Are you gonna tell me that?" God, what was the match he used for the Kenny?
The Rock.
No, that's what he said about the.
Oh no,
promo.
no. Yeah.
The promo was
The
The
who?
Rock, but the match was someone else. I don't remember. He said that there was a specific match. You're going to tell me this match is better than a Kenny versus Okada. And he goes, are you going to tell me that the most electrifying promo as catchphrasey as it was better than...
Or Dwayne. He said
yeah,
Dwayne.
it was Dwayne, yeah. It was better than...
Punk on the stage.
yeah,
sitting
Punk
on the stage.
Sitting down on the stage. And it's all like, for one, you're trying to say that your world is better than their world, and now you just said that their world is also better than their own world. Like, you can't compare Punk to Rock and say that you're on the
Unless
right
he's
side of
alluding to Punk going to AEW that all the speculation's about.
that, which would make me stop watching pretty quick.
Yeah.
If
I
I
don't
was
like
in
Punk.
attendance and I already saw Cody and Dustin and CM Punk came out, like, get your shit, we're going.
Yeah. Pack your bags.
Yeah. Grab your shit, we're out of here.
Driving back to Tucson right now.
Yeah, let's go. I've seen enough.
No, I don't care.
No, yeah, we're leaving.
I could not be less interested.
Fuck,
But
what was that match?
I don't remember the match that he mentioned, but he did mention a pretty good match in WWE and then said, but it's not better than Kenny Okada. But then he starts talking about the old
It wasn't
Raw
Cena
Panic shits.
AJ.
No. Because it was an
Cena,
attitude thing.
yeah.
So maybe it was Triple H and... Oh, that's what it was. He was saying that the pissant bodybuilder making all of his matches no DQ has any match that's better than a Kenny Okada.
I like that you use the word pissant.
I know you did.
Yeah.
But you didn't watch it, so you don't know if you did like it.
Okay, yeah.
Go watch it.
Okay.
Do your homework.
Yeah. So, I mean, there were definitely aspects to it that I
enjoyed.
enjoyed.
Class was finishing it before the teacher came in.
Yeah.
There's definitely aspects to it that I enjoyed. I'm definitely still interested in the match, but I even had to go back after watching that and re-watch the Dustin one to kind of make my excitement kind of come back up another level, because I felt like it was super. It was just him with a black background, overly produced. He starts to fake cry that feels forced, and I just didn't.
But then at the end of it, he just cuts and does this, and
Yeah.
I said he should have at least done like, because he said that he was talking about how he loves his brother, this and that, and like I said, it was good.
Yeah, maybe you can watch it. We can talk about it next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You fuck. If
Commercial
only
break.
we knew when we were going to be doing this show, you could have prepared.
So, anyways, I was gonna
It's a
mention
4-minute video, and you sat here for like an hour. 2. We could have.
Yeah.
So the hub's been
That's
working
fair.
fine. We haven't cut.
Well, we didn't use the hub, so we haven't lost video, and we didn't use the hub, so the
Oh,
hub might be
see,
the
I thought
problem.
you were doing one hub, or the hub with the camera. Never mind. It makes
No, I was
sense
doing
now.
it without the hub to see if we crashed, and we did not crash this time
So it
around.
is the hub.
Probably the hub. We may need to invest in a new hub. So follow us. Tell your friends to follow us. We
Go to
need money.
GoFundMe wrestling. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we don't have to go.
Don't watch it now.
You can't watch it right now, dude.
Damn it, Siri. Tell him.
Yeah. But I think that's it. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about.
Pretty good.
Fucking trash bag, dude. You're a fucking trash heap.
My back is starting to commence.
That's good. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, that's good.
Have fun.
Guys,
Oh.
thanks for tuning in. Who did?
Yes.
Thanks for sticking it out. I see that not everyone did stick it out the whole time, but it's a long time to talk about wrestling, so I get it.
Cheer for City this weekend.
Yeah, wherever your hometown city is, cheer for them.
Man City.
Men, women, we're equal here.
Child.
Children.
Child City.
Yeah,
Child.
Child City.
Got my fishing tournament.
This weekend?
How do you competitively fish?
Huh?
How do you fish competitively?
You know,
Catch
most.
a lot of fish.
That's it? Like, it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
how many?
yeah.
Weight. It's about weight.
I've always wondered it because whenever it comes, I'm like, how does one fish competitively?
Either by the most weight of how many you've caught or most single weight.
Can you use like nets or is it just like pull
Whatever you do to get a fucking fish on your boat, dude.
grenades?
Whatever you gotta do, man.
Well,
You, the way
true
you fish.
tournaments, you gotta keep them alive.
Oh,
Really? You
Yeah.
gotta be alive, so you can't put a frozen
You
fish.
you actually lose. Yeah. You actually lose. I think it's a pound if the fish is dead.
So you gotta
If the
like
fish
have an
died.
aquarium with you and then you feed.
Well, they,
them.
they have the live wells, on the boats.
Oh. Alright.
So you put like a bunch of just
Anyways,
frozen-
this is for a different.
No, that's
different
fine. This is
discussion.
fine. I didn't do any
Alright.
any research. This is
No,
fine.
just-
Wrestling up to your waist.
I'll be on the rocks this weekend. Fishing.
Because you're not good at boating.
Yeah.
That's good.
Isn't competitive? Is like competitive fishing is kind of like competitive drinking, but with fishing.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But this is just me. I'm putting it on. It's not like.
So he determines who
things.
wins. He's the Vince McMahon of this tournament. So every now and again he'll just give
You're fired!
You're fired. Thanks for checking in with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Last call.
Last call. L'chaim.